Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 84 of Summon Sign Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and joining me, I have my punching up co-host with me today, Mr. Gene Park, Washington Post, man of the world, all that stuff. Gene, how are you, my friend?
Pretty good for my first day of being a 44-year-old man.
Oh yeah, yesterday was your birthday, dude. Happy birthday.
Indeed, Sunday was my birthday. It sucks getting older. But it is also a privilege,
Yes, it is.
Better than not getting older, right?
Yeah.
Because I get to play a bunch of games until this is all over with, basically.
Yeah, until we croak.
Yeah.
That's right, dude. What'd you do for your birthday?
Nothing. I just played the games that we're going to talk about today, and
Cool.
And just chilled and relaxed, and
That's what
didn't do
birthdays
any
are.
work, which means I have a lot of work to catch up on today.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's what birthdays are when you get older. Nothing special, just hung out, did your usual things.
Yeah. I've already talked enough at length and in various LSM shows about the birthday parties of the past, but my huge club parties and everything like that, and I still miss those, but I can't do them anymore.
Right.
Even if I wanted to, and I do want to. Trust me, I wish I could still live those days, but it's just not in the cards anymore. So,
well, it looked like you had a nice meal for your birthday, at least.
I did. I had a lot of Korean. So,
ooh, very nice, dude. Awesome, man. Well, glad you're here, Gene. We keep getting older, but like you said, it's a privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep going for a while longer. That'd be good news.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the plan. So.
That is the plan. Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody, before we get into the show and start talking about all the games, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia. If you would like to support us over there, we cannot do it without you. $5 is the sweet spot for that Patreon. You get early access to all of our shows and stuff like that. Ad free. You get Sacred Symbols Plus, which is really fun. Also, on Mondays, Colin streams now with Dustin usually. Sacred Streaming, if you want to watch what they're doing on there. I think the most recent one they did is reacting to the PlayStation press conference, like the first one ever, when they gave like the price date, $299, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see them go down memory lane, check that out. Gene, anything going or interesting going on at work with you? Video games, stuff like that?
No, not really. Just it's kind of slow at the moment. So I did do a really big interview of someone that I won't talk about, but it's a very exciting interview.
Cool.
So that'll be coming soon. And my MindsEye review, which I'm going to be working on today. So.
Mm-hmm.
And
cool.
we'll be talking a little bit more about MindsEye.
Yeah, we sure will
later this episode too.
Oh yeah.
After that, not really. I mean, Shinobi's coming out at the end of this month. I'm really happy about that. What else is coming out? I feel like that's it.
For August. For me, Lost Soul Aside, I want to play. That's not August.
I'm interested in that. Yeah.
And MGS Delta.
That's right, Delta.
I always feel like there's something else in August I just keep forgetting about. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot more for the rest of the year.
Yeah, of course. I mean, frankly, I would love to not have something for like several weeks that I can just catch up on stuff. That'd be excellent. But I don't know. You know how things go. It never. Mafia's coming out, but I probably won't get to that till later.
I'm good on Mafia. I've never been a fan of Mafia.
I
never really liked the story all that much, honestly. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll have Lockmort on in the future to talk about that because I know he's excited. He loves that shit. Gears Reloaded and Helldivers are the same day, which is funny. The 26th. But I'll be probably passing on both of those. But yeah, Shinobi, Lost Soul Aside, and Metal Gear. That's it for me at the end. Those are all like a day apart from each other, which is fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk about the first game we're gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Gaiden Rebound. This is
Ragebound.
Ragebound. What did I say? Rebound?
Yeah. Rebound, yeah.
That's a funny name. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, not Rebound. This is from the Game Kitchen developers behind Blasphemous 1 and 2, which I love. And then this is with .emu Publishing, and of course Konami's property, or Koei Tecmo's property of Ninja Gaiden.
I always confuse them as Konami, actually.
I know, me too.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why.
Even back in the day.
You closely associate them for some reason.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about it more later, but it's because the classic Ninja Gaiden games always kind of resemble Castlevania a little while, in a little bit, you know?
Yeah, they sure do.
Both require hitting floating lanterns on the walls to get your power-ups, you know?
Yeah, both you get knocked back when you get hit. So
yes, the knockback is which is the title of our now dormant flashback series with Dig It and Colin. Knockback.
Yeah.
Which I always thought that was a great name. That is probably the best named Sacred Symbols, or not Sacred Symbols, LSM show. But yeah, intense knockback for Ninja Gaiden and Castlevania.
Yeah. Oh, let me read this really quick from Ding Dong.
Mm-hmm.
This ties back into the streaming. Your recent streaming content has been some of the best around. The first Jeopardy episode had its growing pains. Shout out to the autistic legend who dropped some awesomely obscure questions. But it was a blast to watch it all come together. I really love the community, or love that the community can donate and ask questions. It makes everything feel more connected. Like we're all just hanging out and shooting the shit together. Can't wait to finally show up live for a stream and chat with you guys in real time. Keep doing what you're doing. This is the kind of content that makes LSM special. Thanks, Ding Dong. Yeah, there's always a little chaotic energy with anything LSM, so that's just the way it goes. But people are enjoying the streams. Gene, are you gonna get in on those streams in the future?
Yeah, I will. It's just tough because Mondays are hard to hard to get some time. If they're later in the day, then yeah, I would. But Mondays are a little tough. So.
Yeah, they're impossible for me usually because they stream right when we shoot this show. So
exactly,
it's very tough.
They're streaming right now, right?
Yep.
So,
all right, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Let's actually start now. Gene, you've been playing it. I've been playing it. What do you think so far?
I actually beat it last night.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I haven't beat it yet.
Okay, yeah. I just beat the basically my first run of it, and I plan to do a hard mode run.
Cool.
Soon. And my overall thoughts is I absolutely love it. What a fantastic game. It was better than I thought even when I started it. I feel like it only got better as it kept going. The Ninja Gaiden series means a lot to me. I grew up on it. It was probably my favorite series over like Mega Man and Castlevania.
Oh, okay. Like those 2D side scroller things.
Yes,
like that.
The classic action 2D side scrollers of that era. I do think Ninja Gaiden was my favorite, and it's mostly because of the story. I just thought it was so cool.
Really nice cutscenes in those games.
The cutscenes, I really think that, only other game that had cutscenes like that were like adventure games like Golgo 13 or, like visual novels and everything. So for an action game like that to have stories, and I think half of the game was actually cutscenes, which is very Kojima-like when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
It was incredible. Just these still frames, just moving in quick succession to make it seem like it's animation. It's incredible. So, and then the action was just so fast. It's all about. We just compared it to Castlevania, what it has comparisons to, the knockback and the item power-ups. But the difference is that Ninja Gaiden, more than any other game in the era, was all about speed. It's a little bit Dark Souls-like in that, the game discourages you backtracking at all, in that you have to keep pushing forward, because if you, maybe not Dark Souls-like, but like, it's just a hard classic game where it's like, you got to keep pushing forward. If you dare to backtrack, the enemies are just going to respawn, So you're only making things worse for yourself if you try to double back. So you got to keep moving forward. And then the music was so like propulsive and like so fast that it's like you couldn't beat Ninja Gaiden without the music, because the music is like helping you focus, is motivating you, is just keeping you going, keeping you fighting. And Ragebound has a lot of that actually. So much of the game is about quick hits, getting in, just keeping moving. Some of the later stages. How far are you, or which act are you? Oop, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm not really sure which act I am on off the top of my head. I could look in a minute if we need to, but I'm pretty sure I have like most of the story kind of stuff like that. Like we can just get into it. There's two like characters in the game. They're on the box art of the game, but
Yeah.
you essentially are kind of together throughout a lot of the game, and I'm a little ways past that kind of stuff. Like I'm collecting these like 3 stones or something like that.
Okay, yeah, you're more than halfway basically. So
Yeah. I just did one of them so far. It was like a pirate level or pirate ship level. That's the one I just did.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing like the bonus missions as well.
I haven't done the bonus missions at all, actually.
Okay.
So I definitely plan to go back on that. A lot of replayability in this game.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say is I'm a little disappointed is that there's not as many power-ups. That you can equip talismans to either boost them or debuff Ryu to get a better like rank. Basically for your score. I don't know what getting a top rank does. I might try getting that, just try to S rank every single mission.
I think S plus is the highest, I think.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know if I can do that then.
There's items that can help you get your rank up, but you get like a penalty or handicap.
Yeah. You get a debuff. Either no health orbs will show up in the level, so you just gotta keep moving and just not get hit. There's a lot of challenges in each level. You can mark off 3 challenges that you can do. Yeah. Some of these are really, really freaking hard, including just not getting hit by a boss or not falling in any pits, which can be tough. It can happen sometimes, but but not getting hit by a boss is crazy. Like that's really that's because some of these bosses are wild, man. Like there are screen filling effects. There are like projectiles all over the place, especially the later bosses, which you haven't hit yet too. Like they get pretty tough. But yeah, you get these talismans that can either improve your stuff, and then you can also equip Komori, the other character, the girl character. Member of the Black Spider Ninja Clan, which is the classic rival of kind of like the Hatfield and McCoys of ninjas, she kind of joins you and is playable, and she has like more long distance attacks too,
right?
And she hits really freaking hard too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do these challenges, which I also plan to do. And you get new costume unlocks at the end of the game, which is a reward.
Okay.
So
cool.
That's sick, right? Yeah. I think the graphics are beautiful.
It looks really nice.
Way different than Shinobi, which I previewed last week. Shinobi is definitely like a more modern art style, more cartoony. Whereas Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is definitely closer to a Super Nintendo game, really. And that's what I call Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It's like it feels like the best like Super Nintendo CD-ROM game or like Sega CD game or Sega 32X, because it's a little bit more advanced than a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, turbo graphics.
Yeah, but like I think it's like a solid like Sega 32X game, or maybe like an early Sega Saturn game or whatever, but just a little bit more pixelated. But it feels really good. It truly feels like I'm playing a game from that era, that's difficult. Some of the Komori parts are really, really hard. They're demanding. They demand you have like perfect timing on the jumps and the attacks. And that might seem unforgiving. And I was like, wow, this is really tough. I'm kind of like not liking it. And then I realized, wait, that's Ninja Gaiden though. What am I talking about? Ninja Gaiden's Act 5, I think, or 6 from part 1, just like basically the last levels of the game, like demanded like perfect timing from you. Like you could not screw up, And that's just a base game. So that's what Ragebound is doing. It's just a base game, and it's like, no, you gotta nail it. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. You know?
Yeah, it's really challenging, but if you don't care about getting everything, it's very forgiving in the sense that there's checkpoints throughout the game. And when you get one of these, you just keep respawning at it. It's not like you have lives and you have to restart the whole level or anything like that. You can just keep going and going. So if you just want to get through the game, it's very convenient in that sense, I'll say. The Komori sections, I think, are interesting because they're like, you put Kenji, who you play as in this game, like in a pod, and you take over playing as her. And she has a time limit that's slowly ticking down. So you have to, of course, be quick about it. And there are like health orbs you can get to get more time. But one thing's really cool is there are these like little, I don't know what they're called, like these like eyeball things you could throw a kunai at and it'll teleport her like through them and past them. So there's a really fun stuff going on there with platforming. Just moving with her. Gene, if you do a lot of the bonus missions, you unlock new stuff in the shop. So you can get some new items and new power-ups and all that kind of stuff. Like I have like 3 power-ups, I think, for Kenji right now. And I think there's more still I haven't bought. There's also like the, what is it? The Ragebound art you can use, which is like your ultimate. You build up basically this meter and you can unleash it. And I think there's more to unlock through there as well. How do you feel about the, one thing I guess is interesting, I'm curious how you feel about it, is like the, how you can kill enemies and they give you like the extra damage thing to one-shot anybody, or you can sacrifice some of your health to be able to do it. How do you think about
that stuff? Is
that mechanic, how it's implemented in the game?
Oh yeah, you cut out for a little bit there.
Did you hear what I said?
Maybe the last part.
So
hitting the enemies to sacrifice, and then like
you can sacrifice your health, to get that one-shot hit, or like some enemies you kill and you'll get it for a little while. What do you think about that mechanic?
Yeah, that one I was a little bit iffy on at first, right? And I watched Colin's stream last Monday, and when he started to encounter that mechanic, he was not really complaining, or maybe a little complaining. But he was like, wow, this is a one too many mechanics. And I totally get him on that, because Ninja Gaiden is about, simplicity, about just attacking and moving, right? Whereas this one is demanding you to hit a different enemy. It's a little bit of a puzzle box, right? Where you have to hit a certain enemy and then hopefully loop around and because there's an enemy variety in this game where there's the smaller enemies that you can kill in one hit. And then there are bigger, tankier enemies with shields, or they're just big ladies or whatever like that, or big demons that can take a couple more hits. But if you kill one of these flashing enemies, then you can get, I forget what, a hypercharge attack, right? And your Kenji will start glowing, and then for a few seconds, they have the ability to just one-shot but pretty much everything except for a boss. And the nice thing is that when you hit a boss with that attack, there's like a special blowback animation for that, where like they get a ton of damage and they get knocked back, they get thrown against the wall or something, and then you can like run up to them and keep getting a few more free hits, which I love that mechanic, right? That part. But I was wondering, like, is this interrupting the flow of the game, right? And I think as I got deeper, I started to appreciate it more. I think they started to be a little bit more clever and more natural in terms of how they're introducing these enemies. So then I kind of start to see the puzzle where it's like, okay, so if I love the guillotine boost, which is that you're able to bounce on the enemies if you press either L1 or B on, or just jumping on the enemy.
The double jump thing,
Yeah, you can if you time it right, you can bounce on enemies and like even items, which is crazy, and projectiles. You can bounce on literally every solid thing in the game. So if you combine that with that hypercharge mechanic, then the game is kind of introducing a new way to kind of free flow through these levels. So I do like it. And the thing is that it's not completely necessary. You can still keep slashing away at these big enemies and kill them too. If you want, you might be stopping for like 2 seconds to hit them like 5 times, but you can still do it. So it's not like a completely like Doom Eternal type of game mode where you have to do this, otherwise you
Right.
can't proceed or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Because Doom Eternal was really strict. Like you need to be using the launchers or the grenades and everything like that. Whereas like Ninja Gaiden and Ragebound is like, no, if you can't hit that thing to get the hypercharge, then you can still kill the enemy and you can keep moving, or you can just ignore the enemy altogether. You can just jump over them if you need to. Which is cool. So yeah, so I totally understand why Colin felt like that. Colin's an old school Ninja Gaiden player. Quick aside, I do want to address something about between me and Colin.
Okay.
So, as LSM listeners might have known, I've been kind of like poking fun and talking shit about Colin for the last few weeks, and I've noticed, and Colin's noticed, and Dustin has noticed too, and I've also noticed that the audience has noticed, right? And they're kind of cheering it on, and while I appreciate that, I think it speaks to my more antagonistic relationship with the audience, where I'm like, wait, if the audience is cheering this on, then maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Right.
So the fact that you guys like it means that I'm going to stop doing it.
Damn, dude.
And also, like to be quite honest, Colin has a pretty sophisticated taste with games. I highly recommend watching the Ragebound stream if you're on Patreon, of course, or maybe wait for the Lockmort edit to hit the free feeds. But it was interesting watching him play like a new game. First of all, right?
Yeah.
So not a game that he can just just talk about forever, like Super Mario Bros. 3 or Kingdom Hearts, which is an anomaly for him. A game that he actually likes, and he's like talking about the different parallax layers in the background, and you can really tell like he has a real appreciation for 2D games. So
yeah,
see, here's me to saying wonderful things about Colin. And I think it's definitely worth checking out. It was definitely fun redoing some levels and having that stream in the background.
Yeah,
playing.
Cool. Yeah, just in case anyone doesn't know, Gene and Colin are just fucking around with each other. It's not. We're
just busting each other's balls.
Yeah, it's not serious.
Yeah,
and I know people love it because people love all that drama. But yeah. So I haven't finished Ninja Gaiden yet or Ragebound yet, Gene. But I agree with you. I think it's fucking awesome right now. I love the momentum of the game. Like you're saying, the flow really kicks in when you play. Like when you play for like a longer session, like 30 minutes or so, you like really start to kick into gear and get really like comfortable there. And it feels awesome. Just like navigating through those levels so quickly, so elegantly. It's wonderful. It's a really cool game. Let's read some write-ins from the audience though first. This is from Antonio Rodriguez. So he said, "Hey fellas, I have a question about Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I've never played a Ninja Gaiden game before, but I decided to pick this up after briefly seeing one of Colin's streams. This game is awesome and kicks major ass in my opinion. For you guys who are old fans, how does this game fare for you? Does it dip into the lore of other games at all, or have story crossover? I'm curious to know, as this is my first experience with the franchise, and I jumped in blind. Thanks, and keep on keeping on." Yes, Antonio, this does have story ties into the first game, particularly right away. At the very beginning of the game, it leads into the cutscene from the original Ninja Gaiden back on the NES. So there is some parallel. This takes place during Ninja Gaiden 1, I guess, then, from what the story is saying. So yeah, for people like me and Gene, we'll recognize some of that stuff, but it's not essential to understanding the story. But it is nice to see like Ryu in the game. So like, because you're not Ryu for the majority. I don't know if you play as him later or not, but for right now, you're not Ryu in the game, and it's just sick seeing him there. Especially when he does like some of his moves from later games. You're like, oh damn, I recognize that from like the 3D games and stuff. It's really cool.
That's what I like about this game, because Muramasa is the item shop guy, and as far as I know, Muramasa was not a character at all in the original NES trilogy.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't recall him at all.
He's the item shop guy from the new series, which I'll talk about later, which is the Ninja Gaiden Itagaki 3D modern, quote unquote modern series, even though they haven't had a game in a long time. Really looking forward to Ninja Gaiden 4 from Platinum later this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that this game is trying to marry the two lores together in a way, but this is definitely the Ryu of NES era, because he mentions that he needs to go see the archaeologists. Walter Smith. And
Mhm.
Walter Smith is your first goal in the first game, for the very first Nintendo game. Your father is killed, and his letter says, "Go see Walter Smith in America," and then that's what he does
Yeah.
in the NES game.
So yeah,
Even
that's
Colin
going on.
recognized that name.
Yeah.
You know, it was awesome. So awesome to see.
Yeah, man. All right, this is from Patches. Boys, $24.99 is a steal for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. It's a fucking blast. My question is, do you guys feel that Castlevania... Oh, do you guys feel the Castlevania in this game specifically? Specifically, Rondo of Blood. It's obviously much faster, but come on, they even have Medusa Head equivalents. Much love for what you guys do. Cheers. Yeah, Patches. These are games kind of the same era. So there are things that carry over. They're all platforming games. Castlevania is not as quick, I would say, as this game, or Ninja Gaiden games in general. You're much more like hulking, heavy dudes walking in those old Castlevania games. But yeah, there's annoying enemies that will hit you and knock you back into a pit, definitely, in these franchises.
The Medusa heads of Ninja Gaiden are eagles, of course, right?
Yes.
Either that or the fucking Ninja Gaiden, or the ninjas on rocket packs, which is crazy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God. Fucking rocket packs, man.
Yeah. I don't think there's a way to play the NES Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 very easily. They're not on NSO, which is crazy, and I wish they would.
Yeah.
I wish they would release, if not those games, I wish they would release a Super Nintendo version of those games.
The trilogy that they did on that?
Yeah, the trilogy remake, which is so awesome.
I haven't really played much of that. I need to check that out again someday.
Of 2 and 3, or?
No, of the NES trilogy. Oh, I'm sorry, the SNES trilogy.
I know, yeah.
I haven't really played that much.
I had that cartridge, but I feel like I would I wish it was somehow available other than emulation, obviously.
I didn't have that. I owned 1 and 2, and I rented 3. So those are the ones I'm most familiar with.
That's funny. I think I bought 3 eventually, but 3 is the only one that I never finished because it was so goddamn hard.
Yeah, 3 I never beat. 1 I did beat 1, but I didn't beat it until I was like way older, like in junior high or something like that. Because those games are
me too.
hard.
I think it took me a couple years to beat 1 because again, that final level, man. The crazy thing. So you were mentioning Ragebound having generous checkpoints and infinite lives. That is also a feature from the Nintendo games. The cool thing about the Nintendo games is that Ryu didn't have lives, so you can just keep. It was pretty generous checkpointing.
Yeah, it would it just start you over at the start of the level though?
Yeah, it started the quote unquote board actually, not even the level.
Okay.
Like, you know, if there was if you die on 5-2, then you start on 5-2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Except for the final level. Except for the final like 3 chapters, where if you die on the final boss, it knocks you all the way back down to the beginning of the tower.
Damn.
Maybe not the beginning of the tower, but halfway through the tower. But you gotta redo the hardest levels over and over again just to get a chance to kill the final boss. And that was like wildly unforgiving. And that was I always made it to the final boss, and I just couldn't get through it. It was crazy.
Yeah. Hard ass.
2 was significantly easier. Well, I don't know about significantly easier, but it was definitely easier. And I definitely beat that better. So
nice. All right, this is from Diego Mathaz. Hello, summoning ninjas. With all the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound hype, have either of you tried Shinobi Art of Vengeance demo? I have and left impressed. I feel like back in the day, 2 similar themed ninja games with a legacy would have a fanboys going at each other. But anecdotally, I have not seen this happen. May your footsteps be light and your shurikens hit their targets. Yes, me and Gene have both played this game. You played it pretty recently, Gene. They came to your office at the Washington Post and you got to play it. You played more than just like, I guess, the demo.
I definitely played more than demo. Yeah, I played pretty deep in the game where like most of his like abilities were unlocked and everything like that, and they took me through some of like the later challenge modes. And that was incredible. I think Shinobi is definitely going to be my preference, but it's definitely a different game though. You know,
they are different. Yeah.
Yeah, Shinobi is definitely more combo heavy and definitely more of a brawler. It's slower, but also not slow at all. You know,
yeah, it's still fast.
I think it just goes to show how fast Ragebound is. You know, and then so when I was playing Ragebound, I was like, oh, this is not as good as Shinobi. But then again, like you said, like once you get into that flow state of 30 minutes or whatever like that, you're like, oh no, like this is doing something completely different, and I'm really enjoying this as well.
Yeah.
I think it just really just comes down to preference. And Shinobi was the first one. Um, now I want to talk shit about Colin again, but it's like it's so irritating to see like, oh, Shinobi better doubt, and it's like, oh my god, dude, like he knows how irritating that is, and he just keeps doing it. But it's like, I get it. Like I was a Ninja Gaiden kid too. I totally get it. I liked the Ninja Gaiden games way more than the Shinobi games back then.
Oh yeah, me too. Way more.
Totally.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden just had better games overall, but I do think Shinobi Art of Vengeance is doing something really, really special.
Yeah,
I can't.
It is.
Definitely now my most anticipated game of the year over like even Yote or whatever, because like, I already know how Yote plays. Like I want to play Ragebound or not Ragebound, Art of Vengeance.
Yeah, soon the end of the month it's coming out. So yeah, we'll all be playing that as well. Like we've said, it is the year of the ninja. There's plenty of good shit right now to play. Like you said, Ninja Gaiden's out. Art of Vengeance is coming out. We got Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out in October. Great time to be a Ninja fan. Let's continue this Ninja Gaiden talk, though, Gene. Let's go with the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. You've been playing this. Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, I've been playing it on the Nintendo Switch, and I actually have a physical copy of it, which is not available in the States, so I had to import this. And I don't know which market this is because it doesn't have the ESRB or anything like that. So it also has a reversible cover, which, that's cool. Yeah, totally has a reversible cover.
Yeah.
So I've been playing 3, Razor's Edge, actually.
That's the one I've like barely played. And it's because I remember when it came out, I was like, this does not look good. And it got awful reviews.
Ninja Gaiden 3 got awful reviews, and it was not good.
Razor's Edge was an improvement, what I heard, but I don't know how much of an improvement.
Razor's Edge is a significant improvement. What I'll say is definitely like, if you heard that Ninja Gaiden 3 of the modern era is bad, it's because the launch game was bad, but they fixed it in a director's cut / Razor's Edge type version, which came out for the Wii U actually too. And I played
that's what I remember it coming out on first.
Yeah, and I think it came out on PS3 as well.
I think it did later. Yeah,
later on. That one is significantly better. It is definitely much closer to Ninja Gaiden 2 in general. Really, really violent. It's probably the most violent one out of the 3 in the Master Collection, because unfortunately Ninja Gaiden 2 in the Master Collection is Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, right? Which is kind of defanged a little bit in terms of the violence. There's no decapitations or limbs being chopped off and staying. Oh, another thing I love about Ragebound, dude, is the way the enemies would just stay on the ground after you kill them. Yeah, and like the detail effects when you like slash them and the blood splatters on the wall, and you can see like the blood drying into like brown and everything like that on the wall. So cool. And I just love the way it depicts the violence in there, and also Ragebound also kind of towards the end, this is not a spoiler, but towards the end there are massive combat scenarios in Ragebound where it kind of reminds me of some of the more intense moments of the Itagaki trilogy. Of the Team Ninja trilogy, we'll call it that, because Itagaki didn't direct 3 at all. No. So the Team Ninja trilogy, some of the more intense like moments there, Ragebound also tries to replicate in 2D, which is awesome. That might be a problem for some people because, like Colin will probably notice that too, because that doesn't really happen so much in the NES trilogy. Where the NES trilogy is all about like enemy placement, like, oh, there's a guy with a machine gun at the edge of this ledge here, and if you jump and try to attack him, the eagle is going to fly out of the sky and knock you out of the sky. So you got to figure out that puzzle. Versus Ragebound just kind of throwing bodies at you, and you're just kind of slashing through them. And but back to my original point, Razor's Edge is probably the most like violent, like base violence out of the Master Collection, because you're just kind of like cutting people up. You're finally cutting arms off and legs off and everything like that, and that opens them up to a fatality kill, which is, I think some people might complain it kills the momentum, but I love it. I love a good like close to fatality kill. And it was much slower in the original Ninja Gaiden 3, but for Razor's Edge they kind of like really sped it up. So you just do the heavy triangle attack, and it would just like just slice them up real quick. The problem with Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is kind of what I was talking about earlier, which is about enemy placement. There's just a lot of soldiers. There's so much like projectile spam, and like so many people shooting fucking rockets at you, like multiple rockets at you. You gotta keep moving, and if you get stuck and you just you might get into rocket spam, and like they're just like juggling you with rockets and everything like that. So that gets crazy. But I do like Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge quite a bit. It's not as good as 1 and 2, but I think it's almost up there because of the improvements. All the weapons are back, so you can get the claws, you can get the dragon bow staff. I forget what the other weapons are at, because I'm just kind of restarting a new run of it too. But it really resembles the OG Ninja Gaiden games, where you like in a South American jungle, and you're just killing soldiers there, and that's a lot like the original Ninja Gaiden games, So I definitely check out. I would definitely check out those games prior to hitting Ninja Gaiden 4, so you can kind of get a feel for what those games were like, because a lot of people compare it to Devil May Cry, and I totally get that. They're obviously definitely inspired by Devil May Cry. But what I always loved about the game is that they definitely had their own flow state to them, their own rhythm to them. Devil May Cry was all about style, and the style is substance, right? I hate when people say like, oh, it's all style and no substance, and it's like, well, if the style is good, then the style is the substance, right? And that's exactly what Devil May Cry is, but it's also very skillful and challenging. Whereas Ninja Gaiden is all about, blocking in time and avoiding in time, and having a lot of like spatial awareness of the enemies, and making sure that you're managing the crowd better while you're doing these quick strike aerial attacks to maybe hit a weak point and slice your arm off, and you can damage them easier that way. I love that the block and the dash buttons are the same thing, so you never have to really think twice about being defensive. You either got to block or move out of the way, and that makes things feel really natural. If you dash and jump, then you do an extra forward jump, which kind of reminds you of like this, the Mario 64 triple jump, but just like much more fast forward and movement. So the cameras you'll struggle with the camera for sure, especially with the first game,
Right. Yeah.
And I tried playing the first game in recent years, and man, that game is tough. That game is so really. I think it's still the hardest one out of the trilogy.
I played a lot of it last year, I want to say. I played quite a bit of it. Yeah, still challenging. Camera's challenging at times, but it is an old game, so it is what it is.
Yeah. It's challenging, and like the problem with the camera, especially in the first game, is that like sometimes it gets too low, so like it's showing more of the ground than it needs to, which is very strange. But it also gives that game a little unique flavor, like man, no other 3D game moves like this, And those games also retain the whole bounce back and forth against the wall type of thing, which is so revolutionary for the original Ninja Gaiden NES games, and still happens in Ragebound too. Ragebound has a lot of like hanging off the ledges, hanging off like from the bars and everything like that. All that stuff was from Ninja Gaiden 3, actually. Ninja Gaiden 3 introduced a lot of the movement. Ninja Gaiden games always reminded me of Strider too, Capcom Strider, which was their cybernetic ninja game. And that one was all about like climbing up on walls and ceilings too. And I think Ninja Gaiden kind of like copied some of that and added their own twist to it too. So
yeah. That's interesting. That makes me wonder if Capcom will revisit Strider again with these ninja games coming out recently.
Like, I wish, man.
We had one.
Strider for the PS1 was amazing. That was an incredible game, and I have that on PSP actually. And there's also a Strider for PS4. That's a great game too.
Yeah.
That's a great Metroidvania,
Yeah, I wonder if they'll revisit it now. Let's see here. This is from the Juan 1. Hello, two-thirds of the punching up crew. Question for Gene. Where are you playing Master Collection and thoughts on each game? Played all 3 games earlier in the year. It's crazy how different each one is. Ninja Gaiden Sigma feels like a classic action/adventure game with keys to find a Metroidvania map. Sigma 2 is a straight level-to-level action game. And finally, Ninja Gaiden 3 is like the Resident Evil 6, or is like Resident Evil 6. That's all I'm going to say. Do you agree with that? It's like Resident Evil 6?
Yeah, I do, and to be clear, I love Resident Evil 6. So.
Yeah, that's true, you do.
So that's where it comes from. Ninja Gaiden 3 is insane again with the amount of enemies that it throws at you. Like you're just overwhelmed with action. The story sucks. Story fucking sucks in Ninja Gaiden 3. Like the stories are not good in the Team Ninja games at all. But 3 is like definitely the worst. Maybe, I don't know. They also introduced like this edgelord like character that tries to be like the opposite of Ryu. I'm just kind of checked out on a lot of it. That's for damn sure. And the bosses aren't quite as good as 1 and 2. Alma from 1 is a classic boss battle. Oh my god, that was an intense battle in the cathedral against this like massive demon lady. So cool.
Yeah,
that's classic Ninja Gaiden right there. You know, and another thing I like about Ragebound is that the boss design like kind of like evokes that stuff too. You know, the Team Ninja demon designs of like, you know, devil wings in someone's head or something like that. You know, they look properly like Berserk style demons. You know, really cool. 1 is correct though. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden 1 is definitely like a classic action adventure, a little bit closer to Resident Evil. You know, you gotta collect keys. You gotta explore environments. Go back up and around the environments. You know, which kind of is different. You know, I remember playing it way back then when it was an Xbox One like original exclusive, and I remember the same way with Colin being like, this is one too many moves. With Ragebound, I was also like that with the Xbox One, where I was like, this is one too many like features. You know, Ninja Gaiden is an action adventure game. You're not finding keys and running around like Resident Evil. So again, that's probably where the Devil May Cry influence is probably deeper than even the combat in the game design. You know, but it is fun though. It is fun to explore the area and you know, just like a lot of the enemies respawn, so you're always the fighting and everything like that. Ninja Gaiden 2 is definitely just a level to level action game, and I remember liking that and preferring that so much more. And I was like, oh, finally, the Team Ninja kind of gets it, you know. That's what I was thinking. And then you also had the other character that was playable in the challenge modes. And Ayane from Dead or Alive series is also playable in Ninja Gaiden 3, which is awesome. She controls really cool. And she's like throwing her kunai and just like slitting people's throats. Highly recommend you guys check out Razor's Edge if you haven't played Ninja Gaiden 3 since the base Ninja Gaiden 3. If you want more Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge is more Team Ninja Gaiden, but good. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like, oh, this is Resident Evil 6. I'm like, no, it's really good. It's just like those games, except that like there's a lot of rocket spam. That's probably like a lot of the enemies in Ninja Gaiden 3 are like soldiers, right? So they have a lot of, there's fucking helicopters that you got to watch out for. So that sucks where you have to like keep shooting arrows, but you have infinite arrows. So just knock out the helicopters and just keep it moving, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Brad?
I was gonna say part of me wants to try it, but I might just wait till 4 and just go into 4.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know if I want to play 3 then 4 that close to each other, and like the story doesn't fucking matter, so I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not gonna feel like I'm missing anything.
Yeah, but if you definitely want a game that's more like 2, then definitely play 3 because 3 is also like level to level action too. So
cool. All right. I guess that'll do it for our Ninja Gaiden block. Gene, any final thoughts you want to say about it, or should we just move on? Or about all the Ninja Gaiden things?
Yeah, because we kept going back to the NES games. Ninja Gaiden was originally an arcade game. You know, it was originally a double dragon like beat 'em up, which you can buy for $8 on the Switch. Oh, that's what I need to mention.
Okay, we had a quick technical snafu there, but we're back. I was just asking Gene if he had any final thoughts about all this Ninja Gaiden discussion.
Yes. One important thing that I need to mention: consumer beware. As longtime listeners of me might know, you all might know that I like to play classic video game series on the consoles that they were kind of intended for or culturally like appropriate for. For example, Metal Gear on PlayStation, or of course Halo or whatever on Xbox. Of course, Halo is owned by Xbox, but whatever, you know what I mean. And then so like Ninja Gaiden is an NES trilogy. Of course, it was a arcade game at first, but an NES game, NES trilogy eventually. So I wanted to play and buy Ninja Gaiden Ragebound on the Nintendo Switch. Do not do this if you really care about performance, because, and this is probably my sorted out for my sorted out here, sorted out to Dotemu and the Game Kitchen. One of you guys straight up lied about the Switch One version, because you said that the Switch One version was going to be 30 FPS, but it was going to benefit from the capabilities of the Switch 2, which it does not. It still runs at 30 frames per second on the Switch 2.
Well, maybe it has like higher resolution or something on Switch 2.
I guess. I don't know. But, when you say that, you assume that, it's 30 FPS, but...
Oh, I think... See, I didn't assume that because I think if that was the case, they would have said so, because it was a contentious thing earlier on. But
I think it's kind of shicey to just not say it straight out. Just double speak PR,
Yeah, it is strange to me that it's 30 FPS. They need a Switch 2 like native version, I guess, of the game or something. Because I mean, I knew this and I was like, I'm not playing that on Switch.
Yeah.
Well, I played it on PS5 where it does run very nice.
Yeah. I might just get a PC version instead, just to have like a
Yeah, you can play it on
beat the whole game on the Switch, because I was like, this is the version I bought, so I'm just gonna deal with it. But like, man, I don't, if you guys know me, I don't really care about frame rates all too much, right? 30 FPS could be fine, but Ninja Gaiden is a different story altogether, man. That is. It's a fast-moving side scroller, and you want, if not the characters to be moving at 60 FPS, you want the stage to be moving at 60 FPS at least, man. But the problem is that when you're moving really, really fast on the Switch version, the stage will kind of stutter across the screen like that. So it's just like there's a level where there's just like a lot of waterfalls in the background, so there's like a huge amount of effects going on, and it's like, man, I wish that looked smoother and clearer and like not so distracting. Definitely reminiscent of the NES games, I think. So there is that. I don't understand why it doesn't run at 60 FPS on the Switch One. This game is not that intensive. The Switch One should be able to handle it no problem. So I don't understand what happened there.
Okay, sorry about that. We had another technical snafu. Zencaster is just giving us a lot of problems today, but what it is. But Gene was talking about the tech issues and stuff like that, or Ninja Gaiden Ragebound running at 30 FPS and how...
Yeah. So just before I get cut off again, buyer beware. If you care about frame rates, and I would highly recommend buying another version. Over the Switch One version at the moment. So I did buy it on physical, so hopefully it'll get patched out by then. But I still want it on physical just as a collector's. But if you care about playability, I would recommend the PC or the PlayStation version for sure, or Xbox, whatever.
Anything besides Switch for now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish I could say otherwise, but yeah.
Hopefully they patch it or figure something out on Switch 2 version. I don't know.
So sort it out to developers. You guys made a great game, but you guys dropped the ball on the Switch version somehow. So it should not be running at 30 FPS on the Switch One. This is not an intense game. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's move on from all the Ninja talk for now. Good stuff though. Happy to see Ninja Gaiden back. All right, next game. Which is what I played. Oh, that's the wrong spot.
Ooh.
Which was The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, the demo. So this was announced in the most recent Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
It is the HD 2D game that was announced before Octopath Traveler 0, which is, I think people said that's the mobile game, like reworked in some way, which is interesting.
That's weird. Yeah. Huh. I did not know there was a mobile Octopath Traveler, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think maybe it was Japan only or Asia only. I'm not sure.
Mm.
I have no idea. But anyways, The Adventures of Elliot. So right away, I'm just going to tell you straight up, this is Square Enix's old school Zelda, I guess. 2D Zelda, the formula. It is so Zelda, it is insane. First of all, the name right away, The Adventures of Elliot, The Legend of Zelda, pretty similar.
Adventures of Link, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Millennium Tales. So I know it's a goofy name for a lot of people right now, but I'm sure people.
I like the name. I don't know why people are having trouble with the name. It's fine. It's
the name of the game. I think is fine. I think what people were laughing at, and myself included, was like the world. It takes place in like Philabilia or some shit like that.
That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Philadelphia. You know, so
Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Yeah. I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is like a top-down Zelda game, pretty much like that. So the demo starts off with you playing as Elliot. The king sends you out to investigate some stuff, and you go out there. And the world map is just like Zelda. It's all real-time combat, no turn-based or anything like that. So you're moving around. You have a shield button you can block right away. It reminded me of a lot of Link's Awakening. I remember because that was like a button in that game at the time. That was pretty interesting. Running around, you got your sword attack you start with. So you start with your sword, you start with the shield, and you start with bombs and a bow. And the bombs, of course, look like you can bomb stuff like you can in any Zelda game like that. I'm going to say that a lot throughout this whole thing, like Zelda. But you can blow stuff up. The world map you can explore and kind of go anywhere you want to. There are shrines, basically, Gene, littered throughout the world map. And you go through them, and they present you with challenges to get... Everyone that I've completed so far, these shrines have given you essentially a heart piece. They're like little teardrops in this, but they work the same way. Not like a piece how in Zelda games you need like 4 to make a heart piece. It was just one full thing, so that was nice. But one of the challenges, for instance, it was like, hey, run through this gauntlet of arrows shooting at you, so you can dodge that kind of stuff. One of them was defeat these enemies. The other one was you have this. You have magic also in the game, or a couple like magic skills. You start with, was what I had, is a kind of like like a dash, like think of the Pegasus boots from A Link to the Past that you can like dash up really quick and move around. This, like you dash around, it's more controlled than the Pegasus boots, but you could dash around really quickly with that. And the trial was like, hey, this ground is crumbling, dash through real quick before all the ground crumbles. Really fun. I enjoyed that. Another power was you have this little fairy companion with you. I forgot what her name is. I think it's like Faye or something like that. But she talks to you. She's kind of your Navi figure. She talks too much already, so I hope they give you an option to tweak that, because she does talk just too much right away, telling you stuff. But, I mean, I got used to it, but I know a lot of people are going to get really annoyed at her. But anyways, she has another spell you can use with her. You can move her around with the right stick. So she's kind of flying around with you the whole time. You can move her around, and she can pick stuff up for you, like items that enemies drop. But this spell also, if wherever I moved her, I could teleport to. So you could like teleport over gaps, and if you're in combat, you can maybe move her to the side to teleport to something. You can't teleport up things, which is smart, because it could probably totally break the game if you could do that, at least for now. But that was fun. Throughout the world, there was currency, of course, to collect, like monies. One of the big things was you get these shards, and you can use these shards you collect at a shop to make essentially like new like gem slots for your kind of stuff. Like one of them for your weapons and stuff. One was like, hey, your charge time on your sword is shorter now. Your damage overall on your sword is stronger now. So those are something you could spend them on. There are categories for like every item you have, like your bombs. You can make the bombs bigger and stuff like that. The arrows, I got one that was when you hit someone with an arrow, another arrow will shoot out and hit someone else. So that was really cool. So those will be fun to grind. And they also have like star rankings and stuff like that. So, the higher star rating, the better they will be. So that's really cool. But yeah, I was exploring the world. There is a lot to see. Like I played 2 hours of the demo, and there's still more for me to do in it. I didn't see everything in the thing yet. You're basically just on this world map. I went into a random cave, and it turned out to be this humongous side dungeon, like really big.
Wow.
It took me like 30 minutes to get through. And Cool bosses, actually, dude. Like the boss I found at the end of this one was like this little like rat machine thing. It was like a rat on a go-kart almost like that. And he had like a shield and he would spit out bombs and you'd have to throw the bombs at him to break the shield. You could take him out.
Wow, that's very Zelda-like. Holy
Yes.
shit! It's like you're finding the dongo, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And later on, I went to like the main dungeon, like the path it's guiding you on, like a water kind of dungeon thing. The boss at this was tough. So there was difficulties at the start. There was normal and hard. I picked hard. But this boss, man, I died on him like several times. But what's cool about this boss, he's like a giant fish that like jumps out of the water. He sucks you in. He is like the Dodongo, essentially. He sucks in air and you, but if you could throw a bomb in his mouth, it'll deal damage to him. But as you progress through the fight, he introduces more mechanics periodically. Like he would send in like these little frog minions that would start attacking me. He would, when he does a suck up thing later on, vortexes come out. So you could accidentally throw your bomb into one of those vortexes and he'll just suck you up and crunch you up and all that kind of stuff. What was cool though, the battlefield was like a pond, essentially like water, and there was lily pads. And there's this part where he does like a tidal wave and you'd have to find these lily pads to jump up them quickly before you get hit by the wave and just get knocked out. Yeah, there's a jump button also. You don't need an item for it. It's just straight up right there. One thing I did like about it. What'd you say?
Jump?
Yeah.
You just jump?
Yeah, it's just a jump button.
Okay, cool.
It's like A. Yeah, you don't need an item or anything. You can just jump right away anytime. One thing I did like also is what the money is. Not only is it used for items, but if you die, you can spend money to resurrect yourself. And it's a pretty good price right now. Like I was able to resurrect like 2 or 3 times usually. So I wonder if that'll increase more as you play the game like that. But I think it's an interesting idea, like giving your money even more value. So I do like that. But I guess it's just like instead of buying a fairy or something like that to resurrect you, you just spend money to kind of do it. So,
yeah. Convenient.
Yeah, more convenient kind of thing. There's checkpoints though, like if you run through the world, like these little towers you can run to, that's a checkpoint. So if you die, you'll just end up back there. But yeah, man, like that side dungeon I did that I told you about that took like 30 minutes. I got like a new like main weapon in it. It was like a chain weapon, like a chain,
nice.
like a Kunusugami, I think, like that ninja weapon. You spin around the chain that has the blade on it. And of course, it was very different than the sword attack. It would like spin around like huge AoE kind of thing, but it was much slower. But I got an ability or a gem for that. So whenever you could like charge it up and he would spin it really just like kind of over and over and it would shoot out fireballs also while I did that. So I was like, oh, that's quite a bit different from your normal just spin attack. So they're adding a little variety there. So I like that. But overall, I really enjoyed the demo. Gene, I think if you were going to enjoy this game because you like those old school Zelda 2D stuff, I could see Micah really enjoying this game. To me, great game. I really look forward to see what they tweak because this doesn't come out until 2026. So still got a ways to go. Yeah. I think this is like a feedback demo too, so you can leave feedback, I believe. So if you got any, make sure to let the devs know. But so far, what I played of it, I really enjoyed, and it shot up in my anticipation list quite a bit after playing the demo. Oh, the demo's only on Switch right now, also, or at least Switch 2. It's not on PlayStation. I checked like that.
Interesting.
Maybe it is now, but at the time, it was only on Nintendo. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, also, there's a 2-player mode. If you have a friend with you or someone like that, they can play as the fairy and help you collect stuff. I guess it's kind of like the Mario Galaxy co-op mode. Okay. I don't know how like involved it actually is, but it is there, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, it was great so far. Gene, any questions or thoughts about it?
Not really. I don't want to play the demo because it just looks like a game. But I'm kind of like Colin in that, Colin doesn't want to play the Shinobi Art of Vengeance demo because he just wants to play the game. I'm exactly the same way. I don't like demos unless it's a game that I'm like super curious about how it actually plays. Like it's just like a new, different, weird type of game that like. I would have played the demo for Death Stranding 1 back in 2019, for example, right? Because I'm like, oh no, I don't know what kind of game this is. I need to play it. I need to figure out what this is, right? But, largely I can understand what Adventures of Elliot is going to do. And I'm just like, I'd rather preserve that experience for when I actually get the game, and it's going to be a while. But from the way you make it sound, like it sounds like it's It's exactly what I expected, basically. I love it because I don't know if you've seen the discourse, but like some people just hate the HD 2D style.
Oh, really? No, I could see
They're
that, I
they're
guess.
tired of it. They're calling it soulless,
Soulless?
which I don't know, man. Like like I guess like the Unreal Engine like lighting of it like does kind of like remove some of the colors of like the original 2D games or whatever like that. But
Sure.
it's like the thing about
It's
the
not
HD
the
2D game.
same. It's
It's not the
different.
same. And the thing about HD 2D games is that they're just different games. They're not like
Yeah.
ruining Final Fantasy 6 or Chrono Trigger for you, Um, so I personally love the HD 2D look of it. Dragon Quest 3 looks amazing and it's very colorful too.
Yeah.
So I welcome this, and I am very very glad to finally see an action RPG in that
me too.
regard. It's all been turn based or strategy games in that style, including Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest 3, and I'm just very happy to see a straightforward action game where you jump around and you throw bombs and you swing a sword and
shoot your bow.
have different weapons and everything. I think Elliot looks cool as a character.
Hey, it looks like a red mage, huh?
Yeah, he looks like a classic Final Fantasy mage. This game reminds me. This game feels like the successor to Final Fantasy Legend or Adventure.
Yeah.
Basically the first Secret of Mana. And Square Enix is back again in that ignoring turn-based thing. But I love it. I love when Square Enix does action games. Kingdom Hearts is cool, even though I haven't finished the trilogy. I've actually been kind of revisiting Final Fantasy 16 on PC, which has been fun.
Oh, interesting.
So this feels like just another line in the great Square Enix action RPG experiment, and I'm excited to check it out. I think this is perfect. I've been wanting Square Enix to do cheaper, smaller, new projects, and this is exactly what I asked for. So I will be there to support day one.
Yeah, I can understand people not wanting everything to be HD 2D because I'm kind of in that camp. Like, I want other stuff besides HD 2D for smaller scope games. I don't think every small game needs to be this style, but
totally,
I still think it looks nice. I'm not sick of it quite yet, but I mean, I just don't want everything to be that. But we'll see how things go.
I think it looks great.
But yeah, keep an eye out for it. I was really happy with the game. Like I said, if there's a demo, if you got a Switch 2 at least, you can check it out yourself. It's pretty meaty, so give it a spin. Okay, let's see here. CKT wrote in, is it just me, or did the sprite for Elliot look like a girl? Very metrosexual coded. Also, shout out to Gene, the top dog of LSM. Much love. Man, I haven't heard anyone say metrosexual in a super long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
That is like an early 2000s thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Square Enix likes to make pretty characters.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Also, Link is also very,
pretty boy.
Ambigenderous. I just made up a new word, but very, very gender neutral. And I think that's I also did think when I saw Elliot running around as a 2D sprite, I also did think that he was a girl. And I was like, okay, a girl character. And then when I saw Elliot, I was like, oh, it's a guy. Okay, interesting. So I'm totally there with you. I totally thought it was a girl too. And I'm sure that is intentional. It is a lot easier for girls to play and kind of self-insert if they kind of look like a girl,
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that explains why a lot of like girl characters kind of look like guys sometimes. A lot of people complain about woke or whatever, and it's like, no, I think they're just trying to create an interesting character that all genders can play and feel comfortable with and kind of like self-insert and. If I was a girl, I'd be like, yeah, totally. I want to play as Elliot. Kind of looks like a girl,
Sure. With games like, there's like voice acting in the game and everything like that. With games like that, where you're voice acting, it's like, I never try to do the self-insert thing. I'm like, it's just what the character is.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
So Elliot voice acts too. Elliot's a voice character.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
They all have voice acting and stuff. So cool. All right, this is from Sean.
Yeah, Link doesn't talk at all. So and like Will Metaphor, the main character of Metaphor kind of looks like a girl, and he barely says anything to.
Yeah, he barely talks. Yeah. This is from Sean Mason. Hey, Summoners. I was thrilled to see not one, but two new 2D HD titles, from Square Enix, who is easily my favorite developer. Their track record with 2D HD games has been stellar. And after playing the demo for the Adventures of Elliot, my excitement has only grown. It feels like the perfect blend of classic top-down Zelda and Mana vibes.
Exactly.
Beyond what we've seen in the demo, where do y'all hoping this game delivers? Best, Sean M. For anything I haven't seen, I'm trying to think like how ambitious they could get. I just hope like I hope there's like some cool or interesting puzzles later on in the game and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting in the 2D space how like crazy you can get with puzzles. So I just kind of wonder what they do, and like I'm really looking forward to seeing like the dungeons in this game and stuff like that if they are the same equivalent. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to work all the way, but I am curious to see all that kind of stuff. Gene, anything you would like to see in the game that you don't know about yet?
Yeah, I think I would like. And this kind of goes back to Ragebound. Because you're not there yet, but so I won't spoil too much. But Ragebound has some cool levels that really look like awesome, you know. And that was always a great thing about Ninja Gaiden in general, is that like the battles would take place in like awesome areas, like the rooftop of like this ancient ruins or something like that, and the background would be cool, and like the core and like the vibe of like the battle would be cool. One thing I feel like I don't really see in a lot of these HD2D games is like these sort of Vista like scenarios, I haven't really seen anything as quite as impressive as Chrono Trigger's like Trial, for example, the way the room looked, or or the way Magus's castle looked when you approach it, and then the camera would pan up, and then like you could see like the top of the castle, and like you feel it's like Cloud looking at the Shinra Tower shot, right? The FF7. But like that's like the 16-bit version of it, the 2D version of it. And I'm probably misremembering Octopath Traveler 1 a lot, because it's been like a good 2-3 years since I played it. But I definitely don't remember any scene that really struck me in a way where it's like, damn, that's a cool, memorable scene. So I'm really hoping for Adventures of Elliot to kind of tell a story and really showcase that story through scenic vistas and cinematic angles and everything like that.
That's an interesting.
I wanted to tell a good story besides just being a good action RPG.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that. That's like some of those shots just kind of stick in your mind forever.
Yeah,
that you brought up. So I think that is something super underrated, and I agree with you. I'd like to see something like that where you just see like this really awesome. Quick shot, like the panning camera, anything like that. Yeah,
FF6 had a ton of those. Obviously the opera scenario, a lot of the scenes from the last shot, even like panning around Figaro Castle. Stuff like that. Just really get us immerse us in the world. You can do that with 2D. And that's what Ragebound does, and that's what Shinobi does. So I'm really hoping that. It feels like they kind of lost that touch with 2D games, and I want them to bring that back. Yeah,
that's a good point. Okay, let's move on to Sort It Out. This segment, we just kind of talk about something that we think needs sorting in the game industry. Gene already gave his about Ragebound being 30 FPS on Switch. So for me, I'll get more into this later on our other show, Punching Up, but for now, Nintendo's raising their prices on some stuff. For Switch 1 only right now. It's just like, dude, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, I get it. Tariffs and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, did you really... Like, Nintendo didn't have to do that.
I think it's objectively bad. I think it's not a good decision. It's especially for the Switch 1, man. Dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
it's really hard to defend. I can't really defend it.
Yeah, and like silver lining, at least it's not Switch 2 stuff yet, which is good. But man, it's just like, dude, those prices going up. I wish I had the chart up in front of me what I saw, but that would take some. Let me just look it up. What the new prices were.
I think $400 for the OLED.
Yeah. So yeah, here we go. This is from The Verge. I'm going to read this. They have some of their prices. Original Switch, which cost $299 in the US since release 2017, is now $339. So $40 up for their basic Switch. the OLED, which was $349 to $399, so $50 up, and Switch Lite increased from $199 to $229, so $30 up.
Not too bad, I guess, for the Switch Lite, but yeah, it's that's $400 for an OLED is crazy, you know.
Yeah, so
only $50 cheaper than the Switch 2. So I wonder if the tactic is to push people to just buy the Switch 2 instead of the Switch 1. You know?
Yeah,
they're like, stop buying the Switch 1. We don't care about the record anymore. Just buy the Switch 2, please. You know?
Yeah, it's like you think they would just want to get rid of all that stuff that they've made. Mm-hmm. Maybe just stop manufacturing. I don't know what's going on with that kind of stuff. But you hate to see prices go up. It's never fun for gaming stuff because we know it ain't gonna go down either. It'll never go down.
It's not gonna go down. That's God, that's right, man. That's the most depressing part. Is that oh my God, dude,
it ain't going down.
Like, I was really hoping for the Switch 1 to like go on sale. So like it'd be cool to like just collect like all the different Switch like colors, if anything, you know. But the fact that it's just staying at $200 and like it's even more expensive now, it's like I'm not going to do that at all, you know.
Yeah.
Like like my dream price for the Switch Lite would be $100, you know. Like,
oh man, that'd be awesome.
Right, treated like the Nintendo 2DS or whatever like that, you know. Remember that big slab of DS that you can just buy for like $100. Which is so cheap, but you know, like it looks ugly as shit and it's stupid to hold, but like it's so cheap that it's like, well, I might as well get one, you know. Fucking Alarmo went up in price, dude.
I know, yeah, I forgot.
Fucking how much is Alarmo went up in price, man? Like we'll definitely talk about it tomorrow and punching.
Yeah, we'll get into more of that stuff tomorrow, but yeah,
that's crazy, man. Like I actually saw Alarmo at the Target recently, and I was like, oh, it's right there. I could just buy one. I was like, nah, I won't. Now I feel stupid. I should have just bought one, you know.
Should have bought one.
Yeah.
Speaking of like how you wanted Switch Lite $100, dude. I was looking at this Game Boy Micro when it came out was $100. I always wanted to get one of those, but I never did.
Oh yeah. I think I had one, but I don't know.
Game Boy Advance shit was so sick. Shout out Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance is one of the best systems of all time. That's for damn sure.
Dude, I don't know if I've told you, but I've been looking at PSPs for like a while because I never had a PSP. So I was like, okay, dude, maybe I should buy one. And there's just so many sick ones I want to buy now. But I got to decide, man. Like, I want the Kingdom Hearts one, but I have to import that. Well, it's on eBay because it's Japanese only. But luckily, they are region free. So they're not locked or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just some of the buttons will be swapped around. The X and the circle or the cross will be different. But there's like a really nice blue one I liked. I'm just like, damn, dude. One day I'll figure it out which one to get.
Yeah. Now you're kind of making me want to get a PSP because I have a PS Vita.
I have a nice white OLED Vita, which I really like. But I don't have a PSP.
I have an OG black Vita that's OLED too. But I did own a PSP, but I bought it for my ex-fiance, and I bought a pink version of it for her.
Oh.
And then we broke up, and she just took the PSP, and I was like, "Fuck, oh well." I mean, I did buy it for her, so
yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, take it back.
Take it back. And she also liked it. She played video games. So
oh yeah, here it is. I see it, the pink one. Yeah. It's a nice one.
Yeah, it was good. I wish I bought one for myself, but I made even less money than I did back then. So
yeah, like if you were gonna buy
the pink one, looks really nice. Actually, that's a good pink.
Like, let's say you're gonna buy one right now, Gene. What one would you buy? What would you consider?
Wow, that pink one actually does look really nice, though, right? Like,
yeah, you have that nice color.
It'll go really good with your Labubu, you know.
That's right.
If the Labubu was around back in the early 2000s or whatever. I don't know. I guess I'll get a PSP 3000. Here's one on Amazon, pre-owned, for $180.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what like a lot of them are. There's like the Crisis Core one, which is pretty cool. All the Square Enix ones are like silver.
Oh, I'll probably just get a black one. I'll just go basic. I won't want the OG first. I'm not too into the collector's edition. Ooh, the silver one though.
Yeah,
the silver one is good though.
Yeah, I'll get the Kingdom Hearts one or Maybe like a weird, very bright blue
Yeah,
one.
or there's a white one too. Oh shit, dude. Man, damn, you're gonna
there's a
make
lot
me
of cool
want to get a PSP
PSPs.
now. Yeah,
Lots of cool ones. There's like the Cydia ones and stuff.
yeah.
I don't
The
think there
city
was a
needs to come back.
Castlevania
Yeah.
one. But
Mm.
yeah, shout out PSP.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
We just got me and Gene just got off track.
Just watch or just listening to us like shop online.
Yeah, we didn't buy any, but yeah, we got off track just looking at PSPs.
yeah, we got a little too horny for the PSP right there.
Yeah,
that's good.
Because like, there's a lot of PSP games I want to buy. Like, I want to buy Final Fantasy Tactics on that because it's the World Alliance version, and the one we're getting is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the PSP one will have Balthier in it from Final Fantasy 12 and stuff. So,
yeah, man, I would love a PlayStation, like a proper new PlayStation portable. You know,
we will get one. I think the rumor is like PS6. It'll come out. PS6.
Yeah, dude. Even if it was like a PS4 level handheld, that'd be awesome. Still, you know,
yeah.
I would still love that, dude. Yeah, if it was just a straight up PS4 like handheld, that's so many games. That could be awesome, you know, and you can still continue to be cross-gen all the way up to a PS6, you know.
Yeah, watch them do something like it's like kind of like Xbox's thing right now, where you can't play PlayStation games you own on it. It's like cloud streaming only. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, good job, Xbox. Yeah, this is an Xbox, except that you can't play your Xbox games on it. You know, can't play
not natively at least
on it. You know, it makes no sense.
Not natively, but I would be surprised Sony did something dumb as well. All right, let's see here. This is from Miracle Johnson. Sortedout.emu. Why the hell is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound running at 30 FPS on Switch 2, while the new Shinobi demo is running at 60 FPS and is a better game from what I've played? Question mark? Why'd you put a question mark there? You think a dev would want their new release to be fully optimized on brand new hardware that just sold 6 million, he wrote with the dollar sign, 6 million units in its second month. Maybe you should learn a lesson from Lizard Cube. Sort that shit out and patch your game.
Dude, well, yeah, I have the same sorted out, but fucking great point. Ninja Gaiden dude, these fucking ninja games. Shinobi runs great on a Switch 2. I don't know. I haven't played the Art of Vengeance on a Switch 2, right? So I wouldn't know that. I played my version it was on the PS5. But if Shinobi is indeed running at 60 FPS, that is embarrassing, Lizard Cube. Or not Lizard Cube, Game Kitchen.
Yeah.
Great job, Lizard Cube, for running a well-optimized game and sorted out the Game Kitchen. It makes no sense. Shinobi is a much more complicated game. Graphics are way better. There's way more animation going on Art of Vengeance versus Ragebound. And it makes no sense. Great point, Miracle Johnson.
Yeah, get a patch going.
Yeah.
All right, this is from Smegma Man. Disgusting name.
Oh, dude, Jesus, man. Smega Man. You didn't have to fucking say Smegma.
Well, I did, so there it is. Smegma Man. It's gross either way.
Thank God Mike is out here. She'll have some shit to say about Smegma, like about her ex-boyfriend.
Ew, I know. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, if you want gross-ass shit like that, listen to Punching Up. It gets fucking weird over there. All right. They said, I'm cashing in my first time write-in to dish out a hefty serving I've sorted out to the PSN store. 22 fucking times throughout the course of one day, the PSN store had notified me about that Atomfall was on sale every 20 minutes at work. I had to listen to the PSN notification sound as if my PS5 was beckoning me to come home and play it like some fucked up form from Jumanji. I finally muted the PlayStation app and removed Atomfall from my wishlist to fix the problem. Did anyone else experience a similar kind of hell over this last week? I appreciate your input. I'll wipe my ass and listen now. Yeah, make sure to wipe your ass, everybody. That sounds insane. Just getting notifications every 20 minutes about it being on sale. That is fucked up.
like some fucked up form of Jumanji, and that's hilarious. That's great.
That is insane, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that is a big old sword. Yeah, like, what are you doing, man? Come on, PSN. Get that shit fixed. All right. This is from John Barnett. This is a long one. What up, Summoned 41? I got a gigantic sorted out for EA. We've been waiting 15 years for a new game in the Skate franchise, and a few years ago, we finally learned about Skate. It's not the Skate 4 we were hoping for, but it's better than nothing, right? Well, I'm not so sure. I signed up for the Skate Insider playtest over a year ago and finally got a download code for PS5. It crashed my console before I was done downloading it, and when I reset my system, I booted up only to be told that I had to log into my EA account, then reset my password since it had expired, then create a new EA account to link it to my PSN. But my PSN was linked to the old EA account, and I had to go through customer service to get them unlinked and link it to the correct EA account, which really was the same as the original, but they somehow couldn't figure it out. Upon getting all that sorted out, I was greeted with a message saying that I was banned from using any online features before I even got into the game.
Oh my god.
I tried again the next day, and to my surprise, I was unbanned and could finally start to play. The new Skate mostly feels good, but it's definitely still a little jank. The worst part, however, is that they turned a great single-player series that happened to have multiplayer into an online-only live service fuckfest riddled with microtransactions and loot boxes. I say micros in quotes because it costs $5 for a board graphic, which is fucking insane. You cannot buy whatever you want from the store unless you use real money. The currency earned in-game is only for loot boxes. The art direction and character design is a straight rip-off of Fortnite, down to some of the off-board animations. It really feels like this game was designed by a boardroom at a company that was regularly voted the worst company on earth. Fuck you, EA. Sort it out. Wow, this sounds really depressing.
That sounds awful. This is why having multiple accounts suck. You know, it's the worst. This is why it's such good news. I guess this is my keep it up to EA. I guess keep it up EA for not allowing the EA launcher to launch for Battlefield 6 on PC.
Thank God.
And it's a very small keep it up because, you know, they should be doing that in the first place. But let's encourage these companies to keep doing that. You know?
Yeah.
Ubisoft launcher is awful. Rockstar launcher is awful. I hate using the Rockstar launcher. I hate using all these launchers. Every single one of them. There's not. I guess CDPR might have the best one because it's just very natural. And it like there's not a lot of sign up. It's just like tied into it. So whatever CDPR is doing, I guess that's the best way to do it if you need a launcher. But otherwise, every single one of these like launchers and accounts, signups, and everything like that, it's just awful. So
yeah, it is
Sort
annoying.
that shit out, EA, but also keep it up when you can.
Keep it up, EA, at small things, small victories. We'll take what we can get. Okay. Thank you guys for writing in about that. Good stuff. This about Skate. So I never really played a lot of the Skate games, but I know people love them.
Yeah, me too.
And this just kind of bums me out hearing what it's turning into, because this sounds like nothing what any fans of the franchise wanted. This seems like the max, like, milk it, microtransaction riddled disaster. And I feel bad for people that were huge fans of Skate, and this is what you're getting. And this is probably all you're going to get. So, sorry, guys.
It's so funny to try to turn skateboarding into a live service, though, because even though skateboarding is very popular and mainstream, and I did write a whole article interviewing Tony Hawk about how skateboarding has become mainstream and like a popular sport all around the world, it's still relatively niche. So it's really funny that they think that they can have like a massive amount of audience trying to fucking pay microtransactions for Chad Muska or whatever, you know.
Dude, microtransactions for Chad Muska would be so funny.
Or you know, or whatever skaters are out there. I don't even know who they are, you know.
Yeah, an Andrew Reynolds pack, Yeah,
Andrew Reynolds pack or whatever like that, you know, like oh, the legendary Day One song or whatever like that. Yeah, it's like dudes like me would be hyped for it, but like how many people are dudes like me, honestly, you know?
Yeah.
And even I wouldn't fucking buy that shit. So
yeah,
it's really funny that they think that they can like just these fucking companies are so stupid, man. They think they can just live service everything, and it's like, dude, no one gives a shit. Marvel can barely do a live service, you know.
Yeah, it's like you have to build an amazing game first.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And if like the microtransactions feel like the front and center of the game already, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Marvel's Avengers by Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics was a failure, and Marvel Rivals is a huge success. Even though I actually like Marvel Avengers better as a game, it was so confused in its game design that it was just so unclear, and it was just not that attractive to keep playing. Whereas Marvel Rivals is so clear, it's very simple. It's very accessible to a lot of people, and it just worked better with the kind of game that and the kind of heroes that they're putting in. Objectively better game, even though I might like the moment to moment brawler energy of Avengers, but it's like, yeah, like even Marvel doesn't have an automatic buy-in on the live service thing. You have to make a good game first.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, let's get a little more positive here. Keep it up. The exact opposite stuff we're pleased with. Gene said no longer needing the launcher for Battlefield. That's really good. I am also happy about that. What am I happy about? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I've just been kind of like knee deep playing the games. I haven't been seeing like a lot of like positive news recently off the top of my head. Not that anything hasn't happened. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't know, dude. Just basic, like, hey, man, keep it up. Games are fucking sick right now. Yes. I got so much good stuff to play, and there's so much good stuff coming out still. It's awesome.
Really great year. Really great year for games.
Yeah, 2025 has been a great year.
I'm really busy. That's what I like about playing Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is that I'm not going to review it. So it actually took me a long time to beat it because I was actually replaying the levels. I was actually kind of like doing the opposite of what I usually do during reviews, where I just kind of like mainline and rush the game. Whereas with Ragebound, I was like, no, I could do that level again. Let me do that better. Let me earn my ranks better. Let me find those crystal skulls and the beetles and everything like that, the scarabs to unlock more stuff. So it's like I can finally just enjoy a game and go at my own pace. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's important to be able to play a game just for yourself every now and then. All right. This is from Western J. Hey, Brad and Gene. Just want to give a very surprising keep it up to EA and Battlefield Studios.
Same.
Everything from Battlefield 6 is looking incredible and looks like a return to form, like we saw with Battlefield 3 and 4, which were my favorite entries. It definitely feels like they're listening, and I hope it pays off. I am still holding the line on not pre-ordering and seeing how the game is after launch, but I'm very excited to see what's next. Thanks again, boys, and keep up all you do. Western J, I agree with you, man. From what I've seen of the game, it looks great. I'm very happy with what I've seen. I'm not pre-ordering anything like that. I'm going to wait to see how this game launches first, because I've been there on those Battlefield launches, and they have not been good recently. So they ain't just got my money just quite yet. But I do hope it's great. I love Battlefield back in the day, so it'd be awesome to have a new fun Battlefield that like really feels like it pushes tech or something like that.
Yes.
I think there's going to be an open beta soon or something like that. I'll probably check that out just to see how it is. All right. This is from Something is Rising, and it's not the Shield Hero. Hey, man. I wanted to sit down to keep it up to Final Fantasy XIV community. I recently started playing and was taken aback by how welcoming the community is. Players are happy to help, friendly, and supportive to new players. As someone who has played other MMOs with toxic communities, this is surprising but welcoming, but a welcome change. 14 community is pretty positive, I would say, overall. There are some bad eggs in there that I've encountered in my years of playing the game, but that's just every online game. That's just the way it goes. But overall, I would say 14 is pretty damn chill and welcoming to new players. So, yeah, if you're someone who is anxious about hopping into an MMO and dealing with other people like that, 14 is pretty fucking friendly compared to a lot of other games out there. This is from I Apologize with Paul written like the name Paul. Keep it up to Brooke Wingman XE2. I got one for Christmas to be able to use a DualSense on the PS3, and they released a beta update making it compatible with the Switch 2, with the upcoming PS5 update allowing the DualSense to connect to multiple devices too. It's going to be easy to play across PS5, PS3, Switch 2, and Steam Deck without any issues. Yeah, that's cool. I know some people like stuff like that. Gene, are you into things like that where you can just use one controller on every platform?
Not really. I've thought about using the DualSense on PC.
That's what I do.
Yeah. But I'm not like the biggest fan of the DualSense, although I've grown to like enjoy it a lot more over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it is still probably the most difficult controller for me to play. Because I don't like the symmetrical joysticks. I
Sticks.
just don't like them. I think that it matters that the Xbox and the Switch controllers are lopsided, because the reason why is because you're using your left thumb a lot more than any other thumb,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like movement. You're always moving things around, so you're always kind of like stretching it around. And then like the DualSense is like you're always stretching it towards the middle,
Mm.
Whereas with the thumbstick or with the right thumb, like you're always switching between like either the right thumbstick or the buttons. So like there's some relaxation when you're pressing the buttons, whereas the left thumbstick is always being stretched out to move. It doesn't really move anywhere else other than maybe the D-pad or whatever like that, which is rare. So I do love the DualSense and how it feels. But if I could choose not to use a DualSense, I will. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So I like keeping it keeping the PC as Xbox. For me, Xbox and PC are pretty much synonymous.
Sure.
Windows, PC, Xbox, whatever. So
Yeah, the Xbox controllers are my least favorite, so I usually tend to avoid it if possible. But when I'm playing a system, I kind of like using that system's controller. I don't know. Something about it just connects a little more with me, a little more interesting. Like I wouldn't.
I don't like the shoulder buttons on the Xbox controllers. I especially don't like LB and RB or the L1 and R1. I definitely prefer PlayStation's L1 and R1, which is why it makes that controller so much better for like Souls-likes, for example, right? Because you're always pressing L1 R1. And it just I hate playing Souls-likes with the Xbox controller for sure.
Yeah. All right, we got a game recommendation from the audience to the audience. This is from Lonte Capers. I don't know how to say your name, but thank you for writing in. Let's see. Game recommendation for all you listeners is this side-scrolling action platformer called Anomaly Agent. It has a dope art style, good music, and fun combat with a decent parry mechanic. It's 5 to 6 hour time loop story that ends before it gets too messy, and a roguelike mode for anyone who falls in love with the combat. Okay, I never heard of this game, but I like this recommendation. It sounds really fun. Let me look at a picture of it really quick, just to see it. Oh, yeah, this does look interesting. Huh.
Oh, interesting. Agent. Yeah, I kind of like it.
Very interesting art style.
Yeah, art style is good.
Okay.
Oh, it's an action game? Okay.
Yeah,
indie platformer. All right, I might check this out. I'm into it, man. One thing I did on my birthday yesterday on Sunday was I appeared on Dropped Frames, the podcast.
Oh, cool.
That's the podcast hosted by Co Carnage, Itme JP, and Ezekiel the Third. Three old wise men, and I got to hang out with them.
Cool.
And they actually introduced me to The Drifter, which is this point and click adventure game made by this like 2-man team in Australia too. So always welcoming. So go check that conversation out. It was real fun. Co Carnage is just one of the legendary streamers of all time.
Yeah, I tweeted at him to see if he would come on the show, but I never heard back from him.
Oh, I'll ask him. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Anomaly Agent. Thanks for this recommendation. This looks pretty
interesting
cool.
game.
Yeah. Oh, it's on Nintendo. Okay.
Thank you, Delonte.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, which I have been playing. Oh, I didn't write game recommendation on there. Sorry, let me write this for Dustin. Started a couple minutes ago. Quick correction for Dustin, for future Dustin that I made. That he did fine. I fucked it up. All right. Next thing right here is AI Limit. This is a Souls-like from a Chinese studio. I forgot the name of them, but they were part of the China Hero Project and stuff like that. And Cog Psycho has been writing in about it a couple weeks. And I've been keeping my eye on this game. And I've heard kind of just like decent things about the game. Like people are like, yeah, it's okay. And so far, I think it's okay from what I've played. It is a Souls-like. It does have a couple things to separated from other games. I suppose it's like its own mechanics. One of them is this like meter that builds up, like the synchronization meter. Basically, when you attack someone in the game, you have a meter below you, and it goes up like just by attacking, stuff like that. But using certain attacks, like your magic attacks, the equivalent of magic in this game, or some weapon arts from like, or Ashes of War from Elden Ring, drains the meter a bit. So it's something you can, it's like your mana bar that you can get back up by dealing damage, which is cool. And the higher the meter is, I believe you do more damage also. So it's something that's like kind of a constant juggle, what you want to do with that meter, which I think is a fun mechanic. I really like that a lot in the game, actually. Another mechanic is you have, if you hold L2, you have this kind of wheel that opens up. They have all different abilities, like a different utility, I should say, that ties to the L1 button. The first thing you have there is your parry, like your counter parry like that, which is what you do with triangle. So you hold L2 and you could select your things. Like the first one you have is the parry. The second one you get is like a shield. That's your character can hold up and she can block attacks. And if you block a certain amount, it charges up the shield and you can unleash attack with that. And the other thing I got was recently, or fairly recently, is this kind of like you do damage to yourself to give yourself a passive buff on attacks. That is, the buff seems like it causes bleed if you've played like Elden Ring or anything like that. Basically, you attack, a little meter builds up on the enemy, and it does like a big chunk of damage. That's what it seems like to do. But to also do it, you need to damage yourself, so that is kind of interesting. But the world takes place in a post-apocalyptic area. The whole thing's fucked up. The game reminds me a lot, I don't know if you've played this, Gene, but Code Vein. The kind of the feel and the way everything looks, very anime characters and stuff like that. You were playing as this girl who has no memory and all this kind of stuff. You're figuring all that stuff. I don't really understand what's going on most of the story right now, but I'm sure it'll tie in more as I progress through the game, and because the character doesn't really know a lot either. Level design is okay. It's decent overall. It hasn't blown me or anything where I've been like, whoa, that was really sick. But it's been fine. There's stuff to explore, multiple paths occasionally to go down. Combat feels all right. It doesn't have like the crazy satisfying hits that I love from like the top tier Souls-like games, in my opinion, but it's decent enough. I'm doing a strength build right now. It's using like a big ass greatsword, which is pretty fun overall. This has good moveset. Some interesting enemies. They have like, their debuffs, poison and stuff like that. They can do like that pierce thing on you to make you bleed and stuff. Bosses have been okay. The game is not super challenging yet. If you've played a bunch of Souls-like games, let me make that clear like I have. Not super challenging yet. I died on a boss like 4 times maybe like that. The most I've died in the game. So that there's that. Also, when you die, you don't lose everything right away. Like, you die and you lose a chunk of your currency and you can't get it back. It's not like other games where you lose it all and you just go pick it up like that. It's like, nope, you just lose a chunk of it. But I am curious about the game. I do want to play more of it. I've played maybe 4 or 5 hours of the game. I would like to see more, because I feel like Souls-like games often get more interesting the further you go into them. Sure. When stuff starts to open up more. If you're not a fan of Souls-likes or you're on the fence about them, this ain't it for you. Like how kind of I said Wu Chang, same kind of thing. But if you're into the genre, maybe worth checking out. I think it's like only $35 also. It's not a full price game, so the barrier to entry is much more friendly. Is it? I think it's like 35, I want to say.
Okay.
Let me double check that. Because it is on Steam, and I think it's on PlayStation only. Yeah, it's 35 on Steam and PlayStation. So no Xbox or Switch, unfortunately. But it is there, a cheaper Souls-like game. There's some outfits to unlock and stuff like that if you like dressing your characters up. They all have stats, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious about the build variety as it goes later on. Like the weapons, I'm starting to find more interesting weapons and stuff like that. So I shall see. I will continue to play and I'll report back on the future. Cog Psycho 100 wrote in, "Hey Summoners, glad to see AI Limit on the docket after my shout out last week. It's a competent Souls-like, except for the stupid elevator level with guys who make barriers. I really enjoyed it, even though I spent about 6 hours trying to get through one of the secret bosses. The level design is top notch. Story design is okay. I hold it up with Lies of P and Wu Chang as a great non-FromSoft Souls-like, and I think it's everything to do with the exploration. How are you liking it so far? I'm looking forward to the upcoming DLC and hope they make a sequel. Would love to see one of these Asian Souls-like devs tackle an open-world style like Elden Ring. I think we'll see more of that in the future. Souls-like doing the more Elden Ring thing. I think Lies of P, the sequel, is going to be more like that from what we've heard about it. Level design being top-notch. I wouldn't say it's top-notch, but it's fine right now. There's some cool stuff in it, but nothing's blown me away so far. But yeah, decent game. Maybe worth checking out. Kind of starts slow, so keep that in mind if you play the game. But yeah, like I said, I will report back in the future with more on this game because there's a lot more I have to see before I want to give like a final judgment on it. All right, just some quick thoughts on that. Let's move over to MindsEye, which Gene played through for some reason and decided to platinum. What the fuck's going on, Gene? Why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah, I think it's good to play bad games, you know? Because we keep talking about like, oh my god, this is slop or whatever like that. Like, oh my god, Assassin's Creed Shadows Assassin's Creed Shadows is so bad, you know? And it's like, no, I think I need to step back and
you need to play a real
shitty
game.
Huh?
It's like, yeah, people need perspective to play a real shitty game, actually.
Yes, I needed a really good perspective. I think it's been, and again, it's been a great year for games, you know? Like, I think the lowest score I gave is Expedition 33, which is like I gave it an 88 out of 100, basically, you know? Mm-hmm. You know, I think the lowest score I ever gave to a game was actually Hellblade 2, which is 2.5 stars.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, you weren't hot on that game.
Did not like that game. And I kind of wish I gave it 2 stars instead. Because it's just, like, I think it's definitely like more on like the not good
Isn't
side.
it interesting when you like look back at review scores and you're like, maybe I should have given that lower or higher. That happens.
Yeah. Like I thought about giving Expedition 33 higher for a while, but like after some time, like now there's been several months, I'm like, no, actually, I think I'm good with what I gave it. You know,
review scores are weird because it's just like how you feel in the moment.
Yeah.
At that time, and opinions change or thoughts change over time. So
yeah,
it can be kind of annoying.
The one review people always get on my case for is Starfield, because I gave that a 4 out of 4 stars, right? Mm-hmm. Because I loved the game when I was playing it. Now that it's been like a good year and a half, I definitely kind of wish that I gave it like a 3.5 stars, maybe at least.
Yeah.
Because the character writing just sucked. Like the characters fucking suck, you know. Like, and I knew that back then, but I just liked the game itself so much that it was fine. But honestly, like I don't even remember what the fuck characters' names are in that game. I don't remember the factions. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's one of those games I would like to revisit. I played 11 hours of it when it came out, and I just wasn't really feeling it. I just wasn't really connecting with it.
Yeah, because the world and the story wasn't really just pulling you in, you know? Like you really had to like find your own adventure, and I was really in the mood to like find my own adventure, and so I had a really good time with that. But then when you think about it, it's like, yeah, the main quest didn't really pull you along too much. Like the characters weren't really there. The story wasn't really there. So that's one regret I have. I'm not going to regret the low score that I'm going to give MindsEye. I still don't know exactly what I'm going to give it, but I have a good idea. It's not going to be 2 stars. It's going to be less than that. That's for damn sure. MindsEye is one of the worst games I've ever played, period.
Well, let me read this real quick. I'll also dive it before I let you cut loose. This is from Alex Segovia, the Slayer Giant.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
The dynamic punching up duo. Gene, the world is ready to know. Can you confirm / deny that MindsEye is the prime candidate for the award for abysmal dogshit AAA game of this generation? How the game turned out and its existence itself is just an absolute living meme. Looking forward to your elegant thoughts on the utter monstrosity of a video game. Cheers.
Yeah. So... yeah, I can confirm MindsEye is worse than you think. It's worse than what you heard. You know, and some people will say that, and I'm like, whoa, is it really that bad? And it's like, no, it is indeed a truly, truly bad game. It is right up there with Ride to Hell Redemption, Road to Redemption.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think Ride to Hell Road to Redemption has better characters, you know? Like it's just like generally overall funnier. Ride to Hell also had like really terrible turret sections, which MindsEye also has. Turret sections where you just have infinite ammo. So there's no rhyme or reason to playing it other than you just hold in you got a machine gun, you just hold on the trigger, and you're just kind of like wiping over these drones that are chasing you in your car or whatever like that. What's crazy is that the driver of during these turret sections can just get stuck in the road.
What? Oh man!
Like sometimes like the physics will fly off, and then you just get stuck in like a plaza or whatever like that, and you can't move anywhere. And then the game will just be like, okay, well you're there. Okay, we'll just place you back in the road. Like like nothing happened. Like the game will just be like, oop, and you're just back on the road. Like it's crazy because I don't know how they made this game. You know how in Cyberpunk, and first of all, this game is not a Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was a good game. Despite all of its glitches, it had a good story, it had great characters, it had a pretty solid foundation for a good open world game. It was just missing like crime stuff and like whatever, like all these little.
It was lacking polish, I would say, when it came out.
That's a great way to put it. That's a very simple and great way to put it. It was lacking a lot of polish. MindsEye, even if you polish it up, it would still be an absolute turd. There's just no game. There's just no game. Remember when I was talking earlier about how Ninja Gaiden, even back in the NES days, would have thoughtful enemy placement. You place an enemy here so it can motivate the player to do this, and then and then another fucking eagle will come in, and then now you realize, oh, I have this whole situation where I have to deal with this, and I can't just keep diving in and slashing away. I need to figure this out. I need to approach this situation a different way. You're engaging with the game, and the game is asking you to make certain decisions. MindsEye doesn't do that. MindsEye is created with their fucking stupid level editor called the Everywhere system, which is, MindsEye, the Everywhere game was supposed to be Roblox for adults, which is basically hyper-realistic Roblox, where you can, instead of Fortnite or whatever, where everyone looks like a cartoon, or Roblox, where everyone just looks like Roblox, or Minecraft, where everyone's a voxel Minecraft character. They want it to be hyper-real Minecraft or hyper-real Roblox, but it's garbage. It's just a dumber Unreal Engine editor, basically. They're just fucking using Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
The character Jacob Diaz is just running with like the base like Unreal Engine like running animation. But what was I saying? Oh, there's no enemy placement or thought to put into this game at all. The last like 4 or 5 hours is just a gauntlet of so I beat the game now. I'm finally at the other side of it. I got a platinum trophy for it too, which is easy to get. When I beat the game, I had 28 trophies out of 30, or like 27 trophies out of 30. I only needed to stun an enemy 50 times and then kill them, or kill them while stunning. And then there's this fucking terrible, I guess, stealth section where you have to fly a drone up like 50 stories up a building and then fly into a duct, and then the air conditioning is like blowing your drone back the whole
Star
time.
Fox Zero shit.
Yeah, what is it?
Star Fox Zero.
I guess, yeah. Where you have to like fly this drone and you can't get hit. You can't get damaged by it, which is so annoying to do. And like this whole vent system was like so elaborate, and it doesn't need to be. Like you just needed to go to like this one place, so you can get lost in the vents for a while without realizing that you're actually like exploring for no reason. There's nothing there.
Over designed.
Over designed. The whole world is over designed because the map actually looks pretty beautiful. It's actually a pretty good representation of Las Vegas, and I say that as someone who's been to Vegas many times, and have come to admit that I actually like going to Vegas a lot. I like the area, So it's nice to see Vegas as an open world area, and they just do nothing with it. Like it's just completely. It's not an open world game at all. Like as soon as you finish a mission, they're like, Jake, you got to do this, and then you finish that, and it's like, okay, well, Jake, now that you finish that, now that you finish this menial task that sucks across the map, and you drove 4 minutes across the map to get to this place where you can just shoot like 5 robots. Now drive back, because I have to tell you something. And you're like, I'm on the phone with you, motherfucker. Just fucking tell me right now.
Just tell me, yeah.
It's crazy. The game has no music. There's no radio or anything to listen to as you're driving. Yeah, the music, the incidental music. So I'll say some good things about the game real quick. the driving is actually pretty good. The car physics are really floaty, but that can lead to some fun like crashes and everything like that. So that's fine. But the actual driving and drifting and taking turns, that actually works really, really well. And I think that's the only thing that like the Leslie Benzies pedigree of being a producer of Grand Theft Auto was able to benefit from. So whenever there's like a race challenge or whatever like that, the game is like fairly decent.
Yeah.
And then the incidental music of like fighting music, it's very like techno and like percussion and everything like that. It's not bad. It's not the worst music ever, except when you get a game over screen. And I think I mentioned this before, is that like you get game over screens and failure states for reasons beyond your understanding. You don't know why you failed.
That's not good.
You'll find out that the game is that the mission that you're on is a timed mission when you get a failure state, and just like there's no clock, like you didn't tell me that this was timed, so okay, I guess I hurry up. Sometimes when you hurry up, the game will be like slow down, and then they'll be like, oh, you failed like a second later. They're like, you didn't slow down fast enough. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What?
Like you walk in the wrong direction for a few feet, and the game will tell you you fail. But the worst part though is that when you actually succeed in a mission, and the game tells you that you failed, man. When you actually
Wait, what do you mean? You complete the task and you still fail?
You complete the objective. This game will have like missions where it's like, oh, go get the truck, the classic Grand Theft Auto 3 mission, where it's like, go get the truck and deliver it to this garage, right? Like you've done that before many times, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So when I drive the fucking truck to the garage and I pull in, it says failure. I'm just like, what the fuck?
So how did you get past it? Did you just do it again, then it worked?
I do it again, and then I walk out of the truck and I walk into the garage, and it worked. I guess I'm not supposed to bring the truck into the garage, I guess. So, but the game doesn't tell you any of that stuff,
Yeah. Why wouldn't you bring the truck in the garage? It's where you put cars.
Like, it's a huge ass garage. Like the garage is big enough to fit a literal rocket. And then it's like when I drive in, it's like failure. I'm just like, what the fuck,
so dumb, dude.
And I mentioned this on Punching Up, the Nintendo podcast, where MindsEye is not a Nintendo game, but like when what was I saying? When you are timed and you see a clock down, and it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna reach 0, and then you don't make it in time, the clock will wind down to 0 and go to negative time.
Well, what's the point of that? Is there like a time trial? Like, okay, they have a countdown clock for a presumed state of failure.
Yeah.
If you don't fail if it goes to 0, then what's the point of the clock?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be an estimate of like, how long you were supposed to get there, but then the information doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't fail you. You don't get a bonus if you beat it or whatever. I actually restarted. I was like, okay, well, let me beat this time, and then like nothing happened. It completely like there's just shit in this game that doesn't make any sense, because they didn't design this game at all. Again, as I mentioned, the last 4 hours are just a shoot-a-thon. Like there's no like rhyme or reason of why these enemies are placed. There's like, okay, well, why don't we just put 50 soldiers here, and Jake has to shoot them all on the way. That's it. There's no like, oh, here's a rocket guy here and here's robots here. It's like, no, here's just a fucking fuck ton of robots. Here's a fuck ton of drones. There's a fuck ton of soldiers. Just shoot them all. What else is there? There's so much to this game. Like I'm having trouble writing this review because there's so much wrong with this game. Hey, maybe you can ask a question.
Yeah. Let's start with the narrative going on here. Engaging at all? Do you like the characters or anything like that?
No. Okay. I think the overall arc could be interesting. Jacob Diaz is a military veteran who was on a mission where he was implanted with the MindsEye, and the MindsEye can control drones. So he's a drone operator. And something happened where when he was on mission and they were discovering some ruins or caves or whatever like that, he freaked out. And when he woke up, his entire platoon was dead, except for like one guy or whatever like that. And that one guy ends up becoming a character later, or two guys or whatever. Who the fuck cares, And then so he has memory loss, but he only has memory loss of like his time in the military. He remembers everything else. So he decides to sign up as a job as a security officer for the company that created the MindsEye tech called the Silva Corporation. And the Silva Corporation is run by this guy named Marco Silva, who's like this Elon Musk type character, who is building rockets, and he loves drones, and he's a billionaire. Except in this game, that you are the security officer and you actually get along with the billionaire. He's a good guy. You think that you're defending him and everything like that. There's a character, a hacker girl named Charlie, who's just awful.
She looks awful. She looks awful too. Damn,
she's fucking ugly as shit, dude. Like she's about to make me turn into Grums, man. Like the way she looks ugly, you know. like I'm like the manga lawyer or whatever on Twitter, you know. Just like, dude, this chick looks fucking ugly as hell. Like, I don't know what they did. Are you looking her up?
I'm trying to find her.
Yeah, Charlie MindsEye, hacker girl. Her face is like so flat. She looks like a skeleton. It's crazy. But her personality sucks too. Like, it's just like quirky hacker girl who's just like flirtatious and jokey and makes like the worst jokes that ever, and just like can't take anything seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I just looked at her. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah, she looks weird. You know, like the cutscenes aren't like terribly directed. Like the acting is like not bad, but it's like The Room, watching The Room and watching the best actor there. You know, basically. You know, the lines are terrible. They sound like they're being written by ChatGPT, but worse. Honestly, I think ChatGPT can actually do better than what MindsEye does, which makes me think that MindsEye was written by humans. You know, there's no consistency in the character design. I mentioned earlier that Jacob Diaz, his whole career is about controlling drones, right?
Yeah.
The one unique game mechanic in this game, other than because he doesn't have melee, you know, he can't slide. He can only take cover. He can squat and he can shoot guns.
Wait, he doesn't have melee? He can't punch it or anything?
There's no punch at all.
Wow,
there's no punching.
Weird.
Yeah, you're just shooting. You can't switch shoulders when you're shooting or anything like that. You can just take cover and you can shoot, and that's it. And you can pop out of your cover and shoot. The only other interesting game mechanic that he has, not even interesting, is that he controls a drone, of course. Right?
Yeah.
So you can fly a drone around. But the fucking cutscene where he gets a drone, he starts freaking out that he can control a drone. I was like, Jacob, what the fuck are you talking about? This is like me turning on a computer and be like, oh my God, what am I looking at? It's like, or like me looking at a phone, you know? I was like, oh my God, like there's moving pictures on my phone. Like, Jacob, where the fuck have you been? Is the MindsEye making you fucking regarded? Like, what's going on, man? I don't even know where to start. There's no the worst part though is that like now that I beat the game, man, I don't know if I told you this, but like it fucking ends in a cliffhanger, dude. like the worst cliffhanger. Like the story is like kind of like going to a place that is like mildly interesting, kind of like the Order 1886.
Yeah,
where it's like, oh, finally a story development in a story, you know, like, oh my God, something actually happening in the story, right?
Yeah.
And I won't mention what it is, but it fucking sucks. It's like whatever, right?
Terminators like show up. That's my guess. Killer robots show up. That's my guess.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, like that's pretty much the entire story. But like, yeah, the robots go haywire. Oh my God, you know.
No.
And it's for a reason, and the reason is stupid. And once that happens, it's already the end of the game. And then Jacob makes a decision where he's like, "Oh, I got to do this," and then like it just ends, and it just like, you know, like I won't.
It feels like one of those endings that you're just like, "What? That's it?"
It's literally like, what? That's it. I can't believe it ends like that. There's no resolution to any conflict whatsoever. Barely any of the bad guys die. There's no character arc. Jacob doesn't learn anything about himself. I guess he kind of does, you know, but it's so weak and like whatever. You know, he learns to trust other people. I don't know.
Let me ask you this: so, since this is an open world game, is there any like fun side content to do in the game?
Oh my God, dude! I'm so glad you asked it. This is a great question. This is where I was like, okay, well maybe MindsEye is like a 1-star game, right? And then I beat the game, and then your reward for beating the game is free roam mode. And in free roam mode, you are stuck as playing as one character, not Jacob Diaz, the hero of the story, who looks kind of cool, Alex Hernandez, the beleaguered actor who was always in bad games, Mafia 3, and now MindsEye.
Yeah.
He looks kind of cool. You don't get to play as him. You get to play as this balding old white man. Maybe he's white, because I don't know if he's white or not. Because he's wearing a gas mask. He's wearing a sports bra, swimming trunks. He has can't drink dust.
Oh my god, I'm looking him up. Yeah, what the fuck is what?
That's the only character you can control. You can't customize him. You can't change his clothes at all. You have a safe house where he can pretend to be a streamer for some reason.
What?
And there's a security camera that looks outside the safe house, and that's it. It doesn't do anything else. And then you leave the safe house and you get one car, which is like this little Toyota Prius looking like little baby car. It's the only car you can get into in the free roam mode. You
can't steal a car or anything? What?
You can't steal cars, period, in MindsEye, the main campaign, right?
Okay.
But at least it can get you into silver core cars, that you can get into that. Or your own car, which is a cool sports car, which is cool. But that's it, though. You can only get into those cars or your silver cars. That's it, right? You can't get into any cars whatsoever in MindsEye, period. There's no crime system whatsoever, so you can just shoot everybody. It's totally fine. You can run over everybody. Nothing
no one cares. That's so funny.
Literally, no one cares. All they might do is just panic for a little bit, but that's it. Like, you can just shoot people while they're stuck in traffic, while their cars are just exploding in traffic because like the clipping is crazy, because like the AI for the driving is insane. And there's nothing to do in this open world, actually. There's barely any NPCs. You can find missions around the world, but you can easily access those missions by pressing start and going to the mission menu, and you can just do that. So there's no point to doing the open world at all. You're only stuck at this one character. You can't shoot anybody, or I guess you can shoot everybody, but then nobody will shoot back at you because there's nothing going on. There's no NPC interaction. There's barely any NPCs. There's less NPCs in the free roam mode than there are in the campaign mode. And again, you get one car. That's it. There's no day and night cycle, so you're just stuck at night the whole time.
Okay. Okay, so
like to what depth is there nothing there? Like every corner you look in this game, there's like, oh, there's nothing to do here or do anything.
So this sounds awful, Gene. Is this the kind of game that is so bad you can have fun with, or is it just annoyingly bad?
I did laugh a good couple number of times.
Okay.
Actually. Because some of the shit was like the AI would just be running all over the place. Like they're barely engaging with you as an enemy. Sometimes cars will just run off the road or whatever, and you're just like, it's like drunk pedestrian mode in Grand Theft Auto, you know, but all the time, you know, the LOD that these Unreal Engine characters will just like rebuild themselves almost every like cutscene change. So like like the eyeballs and like the mouse like reforming like every time you switch camera cuts, like that still happens. You know, you can't fucking skip cutscenes. You can't skip cutscenes. Now they're actually having an update where they're gonna finally allow that, and the update's still not live yet, which is crazy. Like how long does it fucking take?
Don't even bother.
Yeah, don't even fucking bother, man. There's just fucking kill this game, man. Fucking Concord. Concord was a shit game, but to everyone's point where they said it's not that bad, it's like, no, because it's not as bad as MindsEye. MindsEye is barely playable, whereas Concord, at least you can run around and shoot things, and like the game isn't falling apart at the seams all the time. It was a very, very well constructed game with bad game design.
Yeah,
MindsEye is a poorly constructed game with even worse game design. It truly is. But the thing, though, is that if you're like me, and you're mildly interested in seeing how bad this game is, that's the best reason to play this game. Is that if you're a gaming historian, you got $60 to burn.
Or $60?
It's $60 man. You know,
holy
like
shit.
This game wouldn't be worth like $5, honestly. Like this game wouldn't be worth $1. I'm glad that I got paid to play this game, because that's the only way you can get me to play this game. And even then, it was so hard, dude. It was a 15-hour ride, and it felt longer than Death Stranding 2, which is 70 hours. MindsEye is the longest short game I've ever played.
Damn, dude.
It just kept going and going and going.
Yeah,
and
I'm never gonna play this.
You're just doing these shitty missions, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh, right in the middle of the game, there's a fucking long ass insta fail stealth mission.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. And remember what I said. This game has no other mechanics other than crouching, taking cover in the wall, and shoot. So this game has no stealth mechanics. So all you're doing is just taking cover and going across this like long fucking area of just avoiding searchlights and robots. And if you get caught, insta fail.
Jeez.
Fucking start all over again. And then you drive, and this is the fucking mission with the counter that goes to negative time. You drove 4 minutes to get there, and then you still didn't make it in time, and the game is counting down negative to let you know how much of a fuck up you are. You know, like you can even drive here in 4 minutes, you fucking loser. Now here, try this insta fail mission where you're gonna play this fucking boring ass mission for 45 minutes where nothing is happening, and you're going all the way deep into this, and then you have to fucking stealth your way back out.
Oh my god, they make you go out
doing it. They make you go out. There's not even a door where you can just like exit. Like, okay, well you're done. Like, no, you got to go back the same way you fucking came in, and then you get back into your fucking car where you left your negative fucking counter in time, and you drive all the way back to base. It's crazy.
Jeez, man.
You get another mission where you have to drive somewhere else. There's no side missions. Again, you get side missions in like the form of like portals. You can ignore all of them. Because all of them they're just like shooting missions where he's like, oh, shoot 20 guys. And then you shot 20 guys and it's like, okay, well, that's it. And the game will score you. You're rank B. And it was like, rank B for fucking what, man? Like, fucking, there's nothing going on here. You get nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. I can't.
Yeah, that sounds like dog shit.
It's definitely the worst game I've played in a long time. It calls the question. It's so bad that it calls into question whether Leslie Benzies was talented at all. You know, because his name is all over the game, and there's this like fucking 54-second video of on the MindsEye YouTube channel of quality assurance with Leslie Benzies.
Wow. It's
like, and he's sitting there playing the game. He's like, "Oh, it's beautiful," and it's like pretending to like do QA. And it's like now I'm convinced like that's the most QA the game ever got was the 54 seconds they shot with Leslie Benzies fucking playing the game for a little bit.
Ran it through some like scuffed AI generated QA testing. Oh, I'm looking at this video right now. Everyone looks miserable in this video.
Dude, they look so fucking miserable. Like they're forced, like Leslie was like, no, if you don't fucking come to this fucking video shoot right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You know?
Yeah, because they know this game's dog shit.
Yeah.
Like when you're making this game, you know this is bad. Like everyone looks uncomfortable in this video.
They look so uncomfortable. They look like they don't want to be there. And he's yelling out there, oh, did you get the Jira ticket for the fire extinguisher? And it's like, dude, you're in a tiny room. Why are you yelling like you're in a newsroom? Like you're busy, you know? Like this is all for show.
This is crazy, dude.
It calls into question everything Leslie Benzies has ever done. Like to me at this point, like I feel like he barely did anything other than like making sure things were on schedule, like for Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. Like you have no artistic ability if this was truly your truest auteurist work or whatever like that. You have no game design capability. It calls into question. This game is so bad it calls into question the judgment of IO Interactive.
Yeah.
Itself.
Ooh,
you fucking publish this game, man. Why?
Yeah, big miss.
You publish this game on the word of Leslie Benzies himself, and that's it. You publish it without even fucking saying anything about this.
This must be a good salesman.
I guess so. He must be a good snake oil salesman because, he was able to get investors to invest millions and millions of dollars into this fucking piece of garbage. I would feel so defrauded at this point.
Yeah.
By this travesty of a game. They should delist it. They should remove it off the store shelves. It's way worse than Concord. Apologies to fucking Firewalk. Huh? Firewalk Studios. Yeah, that other shitty studio. You know, apologies to Firewalk. At least you did some good animations and you know how to make a good game. You just really had bad leadership telling you how to design a game. versus like MindsEye. It's like I'm not like the people who did the driving, great. The people who made the city, awesome. You guys are great, like digital architects, basically. But you don't know how to make mission design. You don't know how to make it tell a good story. You don't know how to make a good, interesting game out of whatever mechanics you created. It's just bad game. So,
all right, yep, I will never play that game. Waste of time and money.
Yeah, which is funny because I talked about on Drop Frames, and Ezekiel was like, "Oh my god, I think I have to play this now."
Yeah, I get it. Like sometimes you like want to play something so bad, but I am definitely not in that mood right now. Raw Mike. My time.
No, I was not in the mood either, and I was in the mood. But as I was playing, I was like, "This was such a huge mistake."
Yeah.
I feel terrible. I'm having such a bad time. And then the power went out, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like the power will come back on. What do I have to look forward to? Fucking playing more
MindsEye, dude."
And I needed to finish it. I needed to fucking.
Yeah, I understand needing to finish it and stuff like that. I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no thanks. I wouldn't even play it if it was free.
No, don't play it even if it was free.
Time.
This is the worst game I've ever played. I think, honestly.
Wow, damn, that's impressive.
Because I do think Ride to Hell is like at least a little bit funny. At least it's like weird. Like at least it has weird sex politics.
That's true.
Like,
yeah,
like oh my god, you saved me. Now I'm gonna fuck you. Like at least that's funny.
Yeah.
Like nothing like that happens in MindsEye. It's just boring Jacob Diaz with his boring side characters who don't do anything. There's a scientist guy that likes coffee. That's it. He's a crazy white guy. Oh my god,
Yeah, I love coffee.
And then Alex Diaz, Jacob Diaz, all of a sudden, for some reason, towards the end of the game, starts becoming like more ethnic. So like he starts saying like, "Oh, cuño," like he starts
really?
like oh, Dios mío. I'm just
That's
like,
so
what?
Funny.
You haven't been talking like this the whole fucking game, but now like the crazy robots are happening. Like, oh my god, cuño, Dios mío. I'm just like he's like a
Spanish
fucking
comes out. Yeah,
he starts like where the fuck have you been, Speedy Gonzalez? Like what the fuck is this shit, dude?
Jeez,
Arriba, what the fuck?
Oh man, it's so crazy.
He starts becoming like a Mexican caricature. It's just like this came out of nowhere all of a sudden, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's crazy.
All right, but that shit's funny though. At least that's the funniest part of the game. So,
all right, let's get the fuck away from this game and end the show with some closing questions and write-ins from the audience. If you want to write into the show, join our Patreon. I post a thread every Saturday for this show calling for your submissions. We do this for all of our shows, though. So if you want to write into Sacred Symbols, Defining Duke, Punching Up, keep an eye out on the Patreon. Post threads there. All right. This is from Turd Ferguson. Hey, boys. What has been the game or these games that have surprised you the most in 2025? For me, it's Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time. Or is it one? Is it I or one? I guess it's I. I never played the original, so I had no idea what to expect, but it was recommended to me by a friend, and I have to say I've had such a great time with this game. It's super chill, very charming, and the story is surprisingly good. If anyone is looking for a fun life sim/RPG-like game, I highly recommend checking this out. I've been wanting to play this game for a while, because I have heard great things about this game. I don't know about the previous games, I have no idea, but what I've seen in this game looks very delightful. So I would like to make time sometime this year, but who the hell knows when? So, Gene, what has been the most surprised you've been with the game this year? Besides MindsEye being for how bad it is.
Yeah, I guess MindsEye, right? Because I was like Colin. I was like everyone else. I was like, oh, 6 out of 10 game, 7 out of 10 game. I'm totally down for it. I'm totally down for a basic ass cover shooter. Which is not the case. I don't know. This is a good question, but I feel like I haven't really been surprised by any game. Like even Expedition 33, I was like, that game's gonna be good. I don't know. It looks great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like I was surprised by the quality of a game. I guess Kazan I ended up enjoying more than I thought I would. When I saw it, I was like, oh, it looks pretty cool. Whatever. Maybe I'll play it for like 20 hours. No, I spent like 60 hours and I beat the whole fucking thing. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a better answer. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, because I never played the first game. I heard it was good, obviously, and I had like Lockmore telling me it was great, but like when I played 2 actually for myself and really was in the world was like, oh man, I actually get it now. This game is great, dude. I understand why people love it so much. So that did surprise me a little bit. And I'm kind of surprised about Monster Hunter Wilds in the sense that I haven't played a while, but I kind of fell off that game faster than I thought I would.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah. I was surprised at how much it sucks.
I know they've added a ton of content since I've played, but at the time I was just kind of like, all right, well, that's that. I don't know. It didn't hit as much as I wanted it to at the time.
It did not. And it's interesting that the sales has really, really dropped off. And it's like, it's because the game is not that good, honestly.
Yeah, I do want to revisit
it. It's a drop from Horizon World, for sure.
I definitely want to revisit it, but just not now.
It performs like shit, you know?
Yeah, it does not run good. Yeah, that's true. Does not run good.
Runs very poorly. So I think that's like another surprise is that like, you know, like this is why I think people need to like stop glazing engines in general. It's like, you know, the RE engine was the fucking darling of the industry, right? But now we're seeing the limits. Like this game, this engine cannot the engine and the developers cannot get a grasp on like open world games. You know, Dragon's Dogma 2 ran like absolute shit too.
It sure did.
Also an RE engine, and it's like, oh my god, this does not portend well for Monster Hunter Wilds, and indeed that happened. It runs like shit too. So it's like I don't want to play it. I don't like the design of the game. I don't really care about the post game in general. So it's like whatever. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad you mentioned that. Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm also surprised at how disappointed I was with that too.
Oh yeah.
Especially as someone who loved Valhalla. And was like, you know, I was defensive of it because of all the racist bullshit that was going against it. And then I'm playing it. I'm like, man, it does suck though. It does kind of suck. So, and again, like as someone who really loved Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you know, I'm down for like just Assassin's Creed in general, but like the story just sucks. The world kind of sucks, you know. Yeah. So yeah, definitely some disappointments for sure this year.
Damn. All right, this is from Gay Station 3. What a name. What up, guys? Just want to say I'm nearly finished with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth after playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII, and Crisis Core following the call-in system. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I feel like I am getting more out of the experience. Just wanted to voice my support for the Cobra Commander method. I guess that means I'm playing everything in order, like at once, like no breaks in between or anything like that. I personally don't like doing that. But hey, whatever works for you. I like to space it out a little bit usually. Usually. What do you think about the call-in method, Gene?
Again, you know, this is the Gene Supports Call-in episode. But I also have the same thing. The whole reason why I'm not playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is because I started up and I was like, I should play KCD 1 instead, you know. I like to be able to absorb, you know, because I'm old. And so it's like, and Colin's old too. He's 4 years younger than me, but we're from the same era where we played a ton of series from the start. So it's hard for us to kind of like, you know, train ourselves out of that. So if I could do it, I'd rather play a whole series from the start. And Final Fantasy, fortunately, I've done that. In Yakuza, I've been there since day one also. Those are two of the hardest. Kingdom Hearts, see, that's where I get stuck with Kingdom Hearts, because I look at Kingdom Hearts 2, I hear all this shit about Kingdom Hearts 2, I look at the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 2 and the battle system of Kingdom Hearts 2, and I was like, damn, that looks like an all-time game for sure, like a game specifically designed for my Square Enix loving heart, right? But I can't get to it until I finish Kingdom Hearts 1.
You should not hop into that game if you haven't beaten 1 and Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts is like the most. You need to play the games. Do not skip games for that series. You're gonna have no idea what's going on. Yeah, if you want to get the most out of it.
Yeah, so I tried to do that with Kingdom Hearts 3 because I was like, oh my god, Kingdom Hearts 3, this is the next gen game or the latest gen game. So it's like, I tried it, I played it, and I was like, oh my god, the combat feels so good. This is so awesome. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yep,
this feels weird to me. Yep, like, I don't even I barely give a shit about Sora, let alone anything that's going on right now. You know, so it's like, you know what, I need to play part 1. Still haven't done it. You know, it'd be nice to have them on the Nintendo Switch, but you know, again, like that's counteractive to what I this is a PlayStation series, so I do have the whole trilogy. I have the box set on PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
So I have that. I have it both digital and physical, man. And I also even fucking bought it on PC. I really want to try Kingdom Hearts. I'll get to it, but it's because I'm a subscriber to the Colin method or the Gene Park method, I guess.
What I mean, you can play them all on Steam. Yeah, just play them on your Steam Deck. That's how you like to play games most of the time, right?
Yeah.
They're all on Steam.
Yeah, but I also feel bad not playing it on PlayStation, and you know, again, I have begun to adopt some of Colin's ways of caring about trophies. So it's like I could score some trophies on PlayStation if I played on PlayStation instead. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll get to them again someday. But you know, there's just such a busy year. So
maybe when 4 is coming around, people will start going back.
Once 4 comes around, that is when I'm going to start to. And that is also exactly the Colin system. You know, Colin will play an old game like Death Stranding 1 right before Death Stranding 2. So I'll definitely do that.
I'll probably replay all of them before 4. I usually do that with some series like Kingdom Hearts. I like to do it just because the story is so much. So I like to have as fresh as possible, but it is a lot.
Yeah.
But Gay Station, I'm happy you're playing Gay Station 3. I'm happy you're enjoying Final Fantasy 7 stuff, the universe right now. Okay, this is from Roku. Hey, Brad and Gene. There's a lot of doom and gloom about the industry heading into a crash, particularly in the AAA space. But honestly, strictly from my consumer perspective, I feel like I'm getting fed well. I'm not trying to make light of the layoffs and the price increase does suck, but ultimately there are still great games being made to the point that I can't keep up with everything. I mainly play Japanese games, and as far as I'm concerned, 2026 is going to be stacked. Capcom alone has an insane lineup in Resident Evil 9, Onimusha, and Pragmata, and there's still a ton of games I'm catching up on before next year. I feel like I'm eating well. Frankly, to me, it seems it's only the American AAA industry that's going through it, while Europe and Japan especially seem to be doing just fine.
Yep.
What's your perspective on all of this?
Yep. This is why I hate whenever I listen to Defining Dude. Now I'll just shit on Defining Dude now. I'm kidding, Maddie and Gog. I love you. But this is what I like in general, right? Even analysts like Chris String or whatever like that, they're like, oh, this is an industry-wide problem. It's like, no, the fuck it's not. What the fuck are you talking about? Look at all these other publishers doing just fine. You can't look at Embracer Group and look at how shitty that fucking company is, or look at Microsoft and look at how shitty that company is, and be like, oh my god, video games are over. It's only over because Microsoft just bought so much of fucking video games in general. So yeah, it's just. I think it's mostly just confined to Ubisoft is a trash fire as well, So yeah, Ubisoft is in Europe, but Ubisoft is a rare case because they are exceptionally stupid as a company, at least in terms of leadership. Ubisoft developers make great games, obviously, 3 of them left and made Expedition 33, as many people will say, but that is part of the story, these are 3 definitely creative people who was able to make a game separate from outside of the Ubisoft
huge success
fold,
too.
Yeah. So it's only a certain couple of companies, even EA just seems to be doing fine, actually, Actually, no, EA shut down Black Panther, didn't they? Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
they did. I think a lot of it is to do with just all these big projects of license projects too. Dude, I'm really worried about Wolverine, actually,
Oh yeah, I've been worried about Wolverine for a long time,
dude.
We have not seen actual gameplay of that game. I know it got leaked. I didn't see any of it, but
so I've actually seen a lot of the leaks of Wolverine, and if you see the leaks, because I know Colin has talked about this and he hasn't seen any of the leaks. If you see the leaks and what they've been working on, I won't spoil it because I don't want people to get spoiled by things. But when you see what they're trying to do with that game, it is stupid. Actually,
oh no,
they are making some bad decisions about that game that I think is distracting them. That is making the game even harder to create. And these aren't fun decisions, actually, or they could be fun, but they I don't know why they're doing these certain things. And if anyone who's seen the leaks might know what I'm talking about, but I feel like the game Wolverine, if those leaks are true, it just feels like it just doesn't have a really good direction. They don't know what to do with Wolverine. And I would not be surprised. And this is not based on any information. I have no insider information. Just my gut feeling. I would not be surprised when we just fucking gets canceled, man.
Yeah.
It looks like a shitty project, to be quite honest. I'm not excited for it at all anymore. Because it doesn't look fun. And yeah, again, I'm basing it on pre data, so it's not fair. But what I'm seeing, I'm like, why are you making it like that? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, that game's definitely gone through trouble for sure. I think it lost its director, stuff like that earlier on.
That's right.
A lot of drama going on in that game.
Yeah, it's because it feels like it's a game that it again, if you look at the leaks, it really feels like a game that doesn't know what it wants to do. And Insomniac are extremely talented. They're the best PlayStation studio, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
right?
They are very talented.
I think I'm really worried that this is going to be Insomniac's first big L, and it's going to be a huge one because a lot of people are looking forward to Wolverine, including myself. Of course, we all want a good Wolverine game,
Yeah, of course.
But I'm not sure that's what we're going to get, depending on what they're doing. I really hope that they're able to straighten that shit.
Clean it up.
Yeah, but yeah, PlayStation is kind of fucked too, But hopefully they're kind of straightening out and getting rid of all that live service stuff. Yeah, I just don't think it's smart. And this live service chase. I mean, fucking even MindsEye was a live service chase. Yeah. It wanted to be a Roblox, and look at what happened to it.
Yeah.
Abject failure.
It's weird because, especially in the PlayStation space, about it being dire for the company. It's like, sorry, dude. I remember the PS3 generation. That was fucking dire compared to this. Like, people look fondly back on PS3 now because of the games, everything's out. But that thing did bad. That was like the darkest time for me as a game fan, because particularly Japanese game fan, because it seemed like,
oh yeah,
it was just rough.
Yeah,
at the time.
Resident Evil 6, Bionic Commando,
just like a lot of shit I wasn't enjoying, like a lot of JRPGs I wasn't very happy with. I know there were some good ones, and I haven't played them all yet, but it was weird. But in terms of like, there's like so many good games to play, as Roku was saying. Like, I have so much shit still that's quality.
Oh, totally. Yeah, right now it's fine. Yeah, it's way better than it was in the PS3 days. Honestly,
it's like there's crazy amount of good content coming out.
Yeah, I mean, look at the indie games that we talked about. The industry is so diverse. So, and again, as Colin has said, it's like, if the AAA industry decided to fucking shut down for like a year or two, fucking great, awesome. Finally, people can catch up on the Yakuza games, or play. I can finally play Kingdom Hearts, maybe.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that'll be the day. That'll be a fun day. Okay, let's see here. This is from the Uncharted Wolf. Hey boys, with how busy you guys are playing all the major AAA game releases and MindsEye, do you ever try to find time for random indie releases, like browsing the Steam new releases or PlayStation Store sales to find random indies you haven't heard of that turn out to be a gem? This is how I found Pumpkin Jack, a 3D platformer that harkens back to the PS2 era that turned out to be one of my favorite games the year it came out. Thanks for all you do.
Hey. See, look at all these indie titles that we're getting recommended.
I played Pumpkin Jack when it came out too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It came out like years ago.
Oh, he's got a sword. Okay, cool.
It's such like a PS1 energy game.
Yeah, it looks like a Maximo or some shit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That looks
cool. If you want like PS1, it really feels like a PS1 game. Like, if you want something like that around Halloween, maybe give it a spin. Do I sometimes look at stores just to see what's coming around, but like occasionally I'll buy something, but I don't like look necessarily just like at random indies and see something I like, because I just have so much shit to play already. So I try not to buy stuff unless I'm going to play it. Sometimes things slip through the cracks. I do end up buying random things, but most of the time I try not to. What about you, Gene? Do you just browse random indie games and pick them up?
It's funny that you're asking that, because I actually tried to do that with the eShop recently, because I was like, because Donkey. Thank God for Donkey Kong Bonanza, but that game has definitely got me into like the Switch mood lately.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe, and the physical cartridges are bummer. So I was like, maybe if I treat the Switch to like my own Steam Deck, then maybe I can find some interesting games. And man, it's hard to fucking navigate the eShop because there's so much fucking slop and like hentai slop and everything like that there. It's so bad. So like, I don't know, like it's definitely hard. I would definitely rely on the recommendations of, I don't like, I hate algorithms. Like, everything in our life is algorithm fed. So I would much rather prefer to hear from a human, like a listener.
We're lucky. We have lots
telling me
of
about
friends.
Pumpkin Jack, or Ezekiel, the third streamer, telling me about the Drifter, or you telling me about these other games or whatever. Like I'd much rather have that than just look at the eShop and browse or whatever like that. So I don't do that. But I definitely am always seeking out for cool indie games and cool little experiences, especially since they're the only games that kind of like have these like PS1, PS2 type experiences that I miss.
Yeah. We're lucky in the sense that we have all of our friends play games, so we have lots of recommendations if we need it. So we are lucky there. All right, and from our lovely audience, of course. Final write in here is from Nevitz. Hey guys, have you ever watched a movie for the first time and imagined a video game adaptation of it as you were watching the film? I just watched K-pop Demon Hunters and was imagining Expedition 33 style combat. I literally started saying dodge and parry under my breath during action scenes. I'm interested to see what you have to say. All right, you were nodding your head, Gene, like you thought of something.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that movie first of all. It seems right up my alley. But
Hogue was speaking highly of it.
Yeah. I just haven't been in the mood to watch a movie lately. But once I do, I'll definitely check that out because it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many movies where I think about that. I guess the one that most prominently comes into my head is John Wick. Because I wish more games would have a John Wick style of gameplay, and I think a lot of games are starting to do that. A lot of indie games as well. A lot of gun fu type games.
Yeah.
But not a lot of AAA or even the AA space. I think the last game that really replicated the John Wick style combat, it was the latest Splinter Cell games, Splinter Cell Conviction and Splinter Cell Blacklist, where you can mark certain targets and he can just like target them and just shoot them in the head like in sequence. I think that is a really cool way to kind of solve that problem, and I wish more games would consider interesting game mechanics like that instead of just being an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter where you just sometimes there's a melee and sometimes you just shoot people and there's no like system in place to really execute pardon the pun to really execute some of these moves and everything like that. So it's like, like when you watch a movie, it's like, man, sometimes movies still have better action than a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like even God of War, which has great combat. God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok has great combat, but like I wish some of the combat sequences would like look a little bit more like the cutscenes.
Sure. Yeah, I get that. One thing I'm kind of annoyed is we haven't had a really great Lord of the Rings open world game. We've had kind of things like it with Shadow of War, which are fine, but it's not like the open world I'm talking about. I'm talking about like going to a town, getting a quest, going out there and stuff like that. It's like we haven't had one of those, man, that I can recall or that stick out of my mind. We're due for one, man. The rumor is that Warhorse is doing one, which would be amazing. The Kingdom Come Deliverance devs doing a Lord of the Rings game could be fantastic. But that world is so rich. I think it's just begging for the opportunity.
Yeah. It's the original fantasy world. It's the one with the culture. It's the one that invented, well, not invented, but like it's the one that established the modern idea of elves and trolls and dwarves.
Is,
and like we have all these other games that like copy it and like rip off Tolkien, but like it's Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, great games. Love those games. Rest in peace that studio, Monolith.
Yeah.
They couldn't get their Wonder Woman game out. Another AAA failure, right?
Yeah.
Which is again why I'm so worried about Wolverine, dude. It's like
I think you're right to be worried about it.
Yeah. But those were great games, but they didn't have fucking towns at all, man. It's just kill, kill, kill. It's just a massive open world of killing orcs, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it'd be great to be able to go into a town and, you know, walk around.
Yeah, go to the Prancing Pony, hang out.
It's why I'm kind of jealous of Hogwarts Legacy. I kind of wish I was into Harry Potter.
Oh man, yeah.
And I wish I hated trans people, you know, so I can. I'm kidding. But I wish I was. I don't care about Harry Potter at all, even before any of the J.K. Rowling stuff. I think Harry Potter fucking sucks, right? I think Harry Potter sucks. But I wish I didn't think Harry Potter sucks, because Harry Potter fans got served up with a game exactly like that. The game that we wish Lord of the Rings was, man. You can just walk into fucking Hogwarts. I played a little bit of it. I think the game kind of sucks too. Like, I think as a game, like, it's not that fun. But if I was into the world, I would totally excuse like the boring combat, like the kind of like, you know, very like formulaic mission design, just to be able to live in that world and just to be able to like walk around in that town.
Yeah, like I like that universe. I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I like it. And it was cool to like go through the castle and shit like that and explore. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I was like, well, man, this is really cool seeing all of this. It's
beautiful. Yeah, the fucking town that's at the base of the castle or whatever like that, like the shops and everything, and people going around. Awesome. Like it's awesome, actually. Though, like now talking about it, I kind of want to give the game another shot, maybe, you know, because I have the game, so it's like I might as well give it I have a Switch 2 code for it. They just gave it to me, so it's
Switch 2 code, you know? Interesting. Yeah.
So it's like maybe I'll try it out, and now that it's kind of removed from the discourse and no one really gives a shit about it anymore, but it's you know, people liked it. Yeah. So, and again, like I see why people liked it. It was an awesome world, you know, and I wish I got into it, and maybe I will, but we don't have that for Lord of the Rings at all.
Not yet. Really, we need one.
Really strange. You're right.
We need it. All right, Gene, that's it for us, dude. Thank you, man. I enjoy our one-on-one episodes. They're fun for me. So thank you for joining me, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching, listening. We greatly appreciate it. Gene, before we go, anything you want to say, or should we just get on out of here?
No, you can check out the Drop Frames YouTube to check out my birthday discussion with Code Carnage and Ezekiel and JP. But other than that, keep an eye out for my MindsEye review coming later this week, and more soon. But great chatting with you, Brad. We did despite the technical hiccups, we made it to the end.
We made it to the end. That's right.
And we made a lot of good time with just us two. You know, we don't need the rest of the. We don't need the rest of Sacred.
We don't fucking
Last
need
Stand Media, honestly. You know, we're about to be carrying the whole network. So you know.
That's right.
So and you all just listen to why.
That's funny. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next episode. Take care and goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC, and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.